Alrighty. Button's been clicked. Podcast has been started. After last one was January 22nd. So it's been little over 2 months and like a week on top of that. And my skin has gotten a lot worse. Thank God this fucking camera isn't that godlike. Can obscure the details a bit. But Manny, I went out in the sun today for just 2 measly hours, and I've never seen my like acne scars like get this like bad. I was like, it's cold as fuck. I don't need sunscreen. I'm just like, when I looked in the mirror. I was like, Jesus Christ. I've not been outside. I mean, I'm obviously outside all the time with this job, but man, my skin has not gotten this bad ever before. So, bit devastating. But overall, we're back with our bi-monthly update because like since August when we talked about like challengers and Twilight and stuff, we had we've had like an update every 2 months since then. We did Joker and Look Back in October, and then we did the January call with like Ocean Waves, and here we are in April doing this one. So I think this was like circumstantial, you know. We did not orchestrate this. This is just the way it is now, and I kind of like that. I think that's pretty cool, and I think this is a pace that I can keep up with, to be honest.
Yeah, gone with those weekly calls.
Those weekly calls. That was an era. That was season one. Yeah. Season one, core one. Those are the good times.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. But things are good now because we're living life, but we're still able to be here. And this is going to be a good one because we got shows. Oh, I didn't write down some of the shows. We got shows, and we got the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement, which happened today. We're doing this on April 2nd. So hours after major shit just dropped. Which like I knew we were going to talk about, but we were going to do this on Monday, which I guess would have been stupid because we need to talk about the Nintendo shit. Because I knew that stuff was going to be crazy. So it's good that it got pushed to today, but I'm just fucking scrambling to write everything down. But Manny has not watched any of the new shit. I watched it as it was happening, so I was like, like in real time. But I guess I'll just watch like half of it, at least the ones I know Manny will care about, with him, which will be a lot of it. So I'll screen share that when we get to that point. But let's start with just the casual update, the life update. What's going on in the world of Manny? Shit.
Same old. Just school.
Yeah, just school.
Back
in school. Well, with yours truly, I was in California for a work trip. So I got to see San Andreas in the flesh. There was literally a place on the map called San Andreas. So I was like, what? Because I didn't know that. I thought that was like a made up name, but that's a real place. So
Never either.
And it's very interesting because like when you're playing GTA 5 and you go like up north and you get to like the ghetto areas of the GTA 5 map, that's kind of how Cali is. Like you go up north and it's like there's some scary places, man. There's some scary corners. It's not like you know how it is in GTA 5 where like the houses are kind of spread out and it's just like it's like people live in a desert. It's like they made a city in a desert. It's like City of God. Yeah, but so many beautiful like vistas. Such like large green pastures with like a lot of space and stuff. I actually meant to send, if I can right now, I'll try to send photos in the Discord chat. Did I send you any pictures?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'll scramble to do that right now. But yeah, I took a lot of photos. Lots of beautiful pastures. Driving around there was just generally a more positive experience than driving around here. Because here, like, the sky is always white, just like a Silent Hill. low draw distance playing Minecraft on your phone type. Like, I can't see shit. But in California, the skies were always beautiful. There were always these like mountain ranges. It felt like I was in a movie every single day. And I'm looking through these photos that I took, and man, like I took a lot of pictures. And for my job, I don't know if I mentioned it on here, but I fly a drone. So I took a lot of pictures with the drone, and it was a good time. It was a really good time. And I think I got a good amount of them right now. I'm going to see if I can. You can only upload 10 files at a time. Fuck you, Discord. Jesus Christ. What if I just... Yeah. I'll figure out how to send these. I'll do it one way or another, but that's what I did. And that was from like mid-February to mid-March. So about a little over a month that I was there. And it was a very unique experience, like working every single day, doing that shit, and just being in a place by myself, kind of paid. It was very unique, and I feel very bad that I didn't do anything. I didn't like go out and do anything. This haircut was after that. I did not do this while I was there, which I should have, because it feels like the pool of people to interact with is a lot larger in California than it is in Massachusetts. So
I bet,
yeah. It gave me a lot of perspective, and when I came back, it was like, I'm back, but it's also like, I'm back. Like, so it was a little bit of both of those. But yeah, always warm.
You were there for a month?
I was there for like 5 weeks. Yeah, so over a month. And there's a bunch more that I could say, but I'll show the photos and they'll speak for themselves. And that's, I obviously got stories because with my job, like I meet people, like I meet a variety of people like at their house and stuff. And man, I met some very cool characters, very fun, interesting people. But yeah, that was pretty exciting for me. Maybe I'll put that in the thumbnail. That would be nice. Put a picture of California in the thumbnail. Get like the Memento poster flying by in the sky.
Yeah. And where were you at again?
I was in Vacaville. So it's like 5 hours north of LA and an hour east of like Sacramento and like San Francisco, I believe. Do I have that right? I think Sacramento. I think it's an hour east of Sacramento. So I was in Vacaville. So basically I was like closer to the top and more in the middle than on the left or right, basically.
When I was in the Navy and I went and I lived out in Cali for a month to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in Lemoore. So I was like in the middle desert.
You were in Trevortown. Yeah. How was your experience?
I didn't get to go. I never left the base pretty much.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I didn't have a car. So.
Did you get in and out?
No, I didn't do anything Cali related.
Yo, I mean, I feel the same way. I feel bad, like I didn't really do anything like Cali.
Did you get in and out?
Yes, I did. I did get in and out. I made sure to do that. I had more. One thing that I'm a little ashamed of while I was there, I've never eaten so much fast food in my life because I had to buy my own food and I was in a hotel, so I couldn't like cook. So it was either spend a lot like eating at like a restaurant or eating like good food, or spend a little eating shit food. And when like the price tags are right next to each other, it's tempting, bro. It's tempting to just get the thing that's $10 versus the thing that's $25. Yeah. So I had like every burger from every fast food place, and the reason. So when you go In-N-Out's a very unique thing. The reason why it's so popular is because it's cheaper than everything else, but the food is real. And it's not like processed like bullshit. And when you eat it, you'll taste it. You'll be like, that's a real burger. That's real ass meat. And it's like kind of fresh and stuff. And when you go inside, they dress like Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things, like ice cream hat, like, olden times. Like that's They all dress like the milkman, and I'm just like, God damn, I feel so bad for you guys. But those places be busy, busy. I was in a line. I was in the drive-through line for like 30 minutes, and then I realized I was in the wrong line because the line for In-N-Out looped around another restaurant. It looped around Carl's Jr., and I was in the Carl's Jr. line the whole time. And I turn around and I'm like, oh, the In-N-Out line starts all the way down there. All right, fine. I'll just have Carl's Jr. today. But, you know, In-N-Out, even in the middle of the day, it's not just an evening thing. In the middle of the day on like a Friday, depending on the locale, that shit's going to be bussin', you know? It's a shock. It's a real shock to the system.
It's not fast food.
Yeah, but I mean, but they make it fast. So like, I walked in and I ordered, and when I walked in and ordered, I think they took 10 minutes to like make my food as I was like standing there. But that's like with it being like really busy and they having like mad people. And I gotta say, when I ordered my food, I think they got to like 20 people before me that ordered from inside versus as well as doing the drive-through as well. So they got like, and when you look at their kitchen, like, you know, I've worked at a restaurant before, and when people got a small kitchen and people can't like walk around, it really like hinders like speed and stuff. But man, they had that shit down, and they got to me pretty fast. And like, I've never waited that long for like food like that, but 10 minutes is pretty fast for that. And it was good, and it was like, it's like $7. That's the thing with In-N-Out. It's so cheap. Like a combo meal at McDonald's is like $10, $11.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the benefit.
Yeah. McDonald's used to be cheaper back in the day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One of Lewis's great bits was like, he was like, oh, the McChicken is one of the best creations ever made by mankind, concocted by God himself. And then they made it $2.30 instead of $0.99. So that shit sucks ass now. And I was like, that was a really funny joke. I never.
Isn't it even more now?
Probably.
Rough out here.
I know. It really is. It really is.
Yeah, I remember when in high school, like going to after school, or like going there in period 6 and you had study and shit.
Yeah.
That was the place to be.
That was the place to be. Lots of memories, man. Lots of memories. But yeah, so going in Cali, and also just the general ecosystem of where I was, like, there was a supermarket, there was a restaurant, there was like a giant plaza that had like a crumble and like a Chinese restaurant and da-da-da-da. So these were all in close enough proximity to where I saw like a lot of people on a regular basis. And I know that doesn't seem like a big deal, but like when you go to the Westgate Mall, it's like, wow, no one goes here anymore. Like nobody like is walking around inside the Westgate Mall like that.
Yeah, ghost town.
Yeah,
I don't know how that thing is still up.
Because it's a giant thing in the center of the town. Like, what are you supposed to do with it? You know, like, I don't know.
Trying to put I don't know.
Yeah, I see, and that's what I'm saying. Like being back here, there's this like unique, depressing feeling because it's not that things at a glance are ghetto, but there's like large buildings like the Westgate Mall and like the Randolph Theater and stuff, and large parking lots, but like the pool of people here has changed, and like the economy has changed to where people aren't like, I don't even know, it's just the economy. It's just the culture in general. Like people are not packing that movie theater anymore, you know? That movie theater's always empty. And like all the plazas and the Westgate Mall, they're always empty. So that's why the areas around them are like, hey, we're making a bank in the Westgate Mall parking lot next to the fucking IHOP. It's like, damn, bro. It's like, I can actually see how like that would be a place that I would go to because it's right there, but it's also like, this used to be a place of entertainment and like gathering with like restaurants and stuff. There was a Buffalo Wild Wings. I think the Buffalo Wild Wings is turning into like a bank or something.
Yeah, that's just so done.
Yeah.
The only reason I go to Westgate now is for Sarku Japan.
Sarku Japan is number one. I love Sarku Japan.
It's so good.
That was the one place I went to when I was a kid the most. But
I love that shit.
yeah, but we don't have to talk about it on here. But there was there was a crime committed in that area recently, and it's just giving like, damn, this place sucks. Like, I mean, that stuff is probably happening in Cali too.
Yeah.
It probably is. But you know, it's just, there's just a lot of negativity right now in the air for Massachusetts. And then just like anytime, like I gotta say, YouTube thumbnails and clickbait is at an all-time high right now. When it comes to like politics and stuff, I see some crazy headlines, and I'm like, you know what? If this is true, it's just this YouTube video, and I don't have time to worry about it, and I can't click on this. I'm sorry, but I've been seeing some crazy stuff, and the stuff I do click on, I'm like, oh man, it's really scary. So, you know, not a lot to be upset about, but there's still, you know, a lot of good stuff. The California trip was nice. It just gave me perspective. That's what I gotta say. It gave me perspective.
That's good.
Yeah. And in that time, I watched less movies than I have in a while. I only watched 8 movies in February. Half of them were rewatches. And then I watched about 10 movies in March, with half of them being, a quarter of them being rewatches, and then most of them being like new. I went to the theaters a lot in March, and I'm excited about that. I went to the theaters in Cali and went to the unique theaters for film festivals in Massachusetts. And then anything else that I have to update on is movie and game related, when it comes to upcoming stuff and stuff that I watched. And it's a short list, so this isn't going to be like last episode where it's like kind of bloated, where we're bringing up every fucking thing that we watched in 2 months. Yeah. So
yeah, and I didn't watch much either.
Okay.
Well, if you count all the movies of Harry Potter.
Yeah, we both watched. So Manny watched Harry Potter. That's going to be a big one. We'll talk about. And then we watched Invincible season 3.
You finished it?
Yeah, I finished it before you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like still fighting the games.
No, I had to get to the last episode because people said the last episode was really good, so I wanted to watch that. But Severance is really popular. I watched Severance. Manny has not, but one day, I hope we will talk about it because that's the new hot shit on the block. And is there anything else that we watched together?
No.
Or any other like things that will become big discussions or no?
I watched Tropic Thunder.
Oh shit.
But I don't think that's a big discussion.
That's not a big discussion. Okay, but the big ones will be Invincible and the Oscars happened as well. That's also kind of important. I don't know if you
I forgot about that.
Were aware of that. I literally watched like 4 movies in relation to the Oscars. We'll talk about Anora. I'll bring it up, but I've already talked about Anora. Like I did on like I think the last episode. So, but we'll bring that up again, and then I'll bring up other movies. But and then the Switch stuff will be like the big shit at the end, because I think that's like what really matters. But yeah, I think we're ready to get into it. It's been that was a nice 20-minute intro.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you wanna get things going?
Yeah, I'll start with Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Watched it. We had like a spontaneous movie night at my house.
Nice.
It was just on PlayStation, and it was like, oh, let's just watch a movie. And everyone came to my house.
Nice.
And watched. And we was like pondering, like, oh, this is the best part of the night. I was like there for like 45 minutes, like, yo, what are we gonna watch?
Yeah, yeah.
It was so spontaneous. And then we was like going through, like we went through all of Amazon Prime, then we went through all of Hulu. And we was just like, yo, have you seen this? And be like, 2 out of the 5 people be like, nah. Like, it'd be like, oh, I seen this or not. You know what I mean? So it was that.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to watch Heat.
Right? That's a big one.
But the people I was around, I was like, I don't want to watch it though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it was long. I didn't want to.
3 hours. It's very long.
So I was like, okay, let's watch something short and sweet.
Yeah.
And then, but it was funny because midway through like looking for the movies, we like started talking about Ghibli movies, and I was like, yeah, I've seen all of them. And then I was just talking about all of them. Yeah. Then we just chose Tropic Thunder because like 3 out of 5 of us didn't watch it, so we just watched it. And you already know how I am with like comedy movies.
Yeah.
Not really my thing, but
Tropic Thunder is a perfect group watch movie in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's like it's so silly. It's so silly.
It's very silly. But I think it's very interesting though.
It is.
Like I thought it was more like by the end of it, I was like
impressed.
All I was saying it was like, don't get me wrong, I had a few hee ha ha's. Probably had like 3, but
yeah.
But like good hee ha.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, I was just like, that was clever. That was a clever movie.
Yeah.
And I respect it more on that front than the comedy aspect of it.
Okay. What did you think of the blackface? I love it.
Yeah. I don't really.
Oh, okay. I thought it was funny. That's what I thought. I thought it was hilarious.
Like his interactions with the other black guy are pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
I think him just doing it in general was funny. I liked in the intro, like Tobey Maguire, like the gay like commercial, like with him and the priest. That was funny.
Yeah.
Is it directed by Ben Stiller? Because the big thing about Severance is that it's like it's mostly a Ben Stiller thing, or at least his name is attached. He like directs a lot of the episodes. You'll watch like one of the best episodes and it'll be like directed by Ben Stiller. It's like, that's my guy. That's my man. So I think Tropic Thunder is directed by him, but either way, that's just such like a lightning in a bottle movie, you know? Like you couldn't make it today.
Yeah, definitely not.
Directed by Ben Stiller, yeah. Screenplay by Ben Stiller. And Justin Theroux. Yep.
What I thought was funny is when you find out that they're not the Vietnamese people aren't even speaking Vietnamese.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. That's funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Co-written by the guy who wrote. Oh wait, is he? Oh, sorry. Never mind. But yeah. But that's a Ben Stiller joint. Ben's got the heaters, man. He's got the fucking heaters. Yeah.
Nah, but to be honest, I'm happy I watched it.
Yeah, I think it's a classic. I think it's kind of obligatory viewing for people our age. I think it's a big part of our generation's like movies. And when I watched it recently. I think I watched it like last year for the first time. I didn't know about the Tom Cruise like in the fat suit bit. Like that shocked me, especially in a post Top Gun world where he's like the coolest motherfucker around. I'm like, wow, this is a really cool thing that this existed at some point. And the way they use the other actors I thought was really cool and really smart. It's like a cameo movie. It's like, oh, this guy is having fun, you know? He's having a good time. And I like that.
Yeah. And it was a fun watch. It went by pretty quick.
It's one of those like I will always respect a movie that's good to put on like around the group, you know? Because those are rare. Unless you have like a very specific group that you know each other's taste and shit. Like one of the stories I'll tell is like I went to see a movie and it's like a you and me kind of movie, but it's not like a normal person kind of movie. And I brought like 2 normal people to it and it was kind of like a bad experience for them. So it's just tough. It's tough to like find a movie that has that like mass appeal. But Tropic Thunder is such like so stupid. Making something like so insanely like silly and dumb, like the blackface and Tom Cruise, just makes it work. But like you said, it is like still really clever and like smart.
Yeah, I respect it on that front.
Yeah.
But I already knew going in, like I was going in watching it because I knew this is kind of like iconic.
Yeah.
I pretty much it.
And do you have a rating?
Probably like a 4.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll give it a 6. I think that movie's fun.
That was fun movie,
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I don't know. When I compare it to other comedy,
Yeah, it kind of has you like, yeah, not really cackling as much.
Yeah. Like 21 Jump Street. Like that's just so
I haven't seen 21 Jump Street in a long time. I hope it holds up as much. That was on rotation. I watched that movie multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of the few movies. I have a handful of movies as a kid like that I bought digitally with like money, and I've just kept them ever since. Like I bought Kill Bill on Amazon Prime in 2010, and I like still have the digital copy of Kill Bill from 2010. So yeah, 21 Jump Street was just one of those movies that I just had and would just put on.
Yeah. You know what too? Scott Pilgrim. I find that shit so funny.
Yeah.
That is a funny ass movie.
Yeah. I've seen Scott Pilgrim like 3 times in recent memory.
I've seen it 3 times too.
Oh, okay. And every time I watch it, it gets like a tiny bit less funnier. I don't know if it's just because I've seen it like a few times, but but still, that's a classic to us. No disrespect.
I think the last time I saw Scott Pilgrim, it was more funny. Because I was watching with my brother.
Yeah.
He was having a ball.
Yeah. Scott Pilgrim's on like the rotation of like one that I revisit often. I've been one thing I'll say about like my movies, I won't say the movies specifically, but I rewatched like 4 of my 10 out of 10s, and man, that felt good. When I was like at a low point, just watching one of my 10s just like sends me to the fucking roof. Like it makes me so happy. Yeah. God damn. Because all right, I'm just gonna jump the gun a bit. I watched Mickey 17, and I have the app, the Letterbox app, where you can review movies and your friends follow you and they see when you review it. And I gave it a really low score. You know me. I don't give a fuck. I'll give someone a low score. But people get really mad. Like my friends that I talk to on Discord, they're like, Ali, I hate how negative you are. I hate that you give things low scores. I'm like, listen, you're not on the calls. You don't know. You don't know the lore. Like, this is how I do it. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And like, you know how.
I mean, have you told them that like a 6 isn't like bad?
Yes, I've communicated that several times to them. I'm like, but I didn't give it a 6. I gave it like a 3. Like, I really didn't like it. But like, yeah.
Still, a 3 to you is still like different to something.
Yeah, it is different, and I've like tried to say that to them, but you know, they
just see that number.
They just see the number. Yeah, but it's okay. I really, it's kind of crazy. Like, I don't want to. I feel like I'm acting. I have my head up my ass right now, but I feel very mature most of the time when it comes to like opinions and stuff. Because when I don't like something, I really do keep that shit to myself. I'm like, well, I hated it, and I'm moving on. You know, but everybody else was like stuck on it, so fucking annoying, fucking crazy. But yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a tangent.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, I just have Harry Potter.
Yeah. So I mean, should we just get into it? I mean, is there anything I should bring up?
You want to talk about the things you've seen?
So we'll talk about the games I played. That's very brief because I didn't play many. But when I was in Cali, I brought my iPad and I brought my Xbox controller, and I was like, I'm going to get Game Pass, and I'm going to actually try Game Pass outside of my home in like the hotel Wi-Fi and see how it works. And once again, I think I brought this up before, but the functionality of connecting a controller to an Apple device now, like an Xbox or PS4 controller, it operates like a normal Bluetooth device. Like if you're connecting your AirPods, like it's easy. It like makes sense, you know? You fucking hold the button, you see it connect, you click the thing. It's not like you don't have to do 10 steps now. So I love that. And the cloud gaming stuff, it works at specific times. If you do it at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., everyone's on that shit, and you're on hotel Wi-Fi, so you're kind of working off of everybody else. When it's like 3 in the morning and everyone's asleep and no one's using it, it works like butter. And it's like, I feel like I'm playing on the Xbox and it looks great. And I'm like, I want to say maybe like 8 to 10 hours of a game on the Xbox like cloud gaming thing. I was playing Kimetsu Path of the Goddess, which is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. You know, like strategy games where you put your guys like chess pieces, like, you know, to like attack like the waves of enemies. It's like that, but you also play as your own guy, and you can also walk around and fight people as your little goons are like fighting people. So that game is really fun, and it's on Xbox Game Pass, and I was like, let me try this out. So that was the main game that I was playing, and I'm like, now that I'm back home and I'm at the Xbox, I was in Cali, I was missing the Xbox. I was like, you know, this is mostly laggy. Like this works sometimes, but it's pretty laggy a lot of the time. So I really need to get back to the Xbox or the PC, or just Massachusetts connection at home, to experience this. And it was like, it's been so nice to play that game that I've been playing on the iPad Xbox cloud gaming for over a month. To play it on PC with max settings, I'm like, what was I doing? This is how the game's meant to be played, you know? And it feels so good to play like a new game that has like graphical fidelity to it at like max settings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It feels really nice. So I'm having a good time. I'm having a really good time with that. I'm too on and off of it now. Like when I was in Cali, the games were definitely more of a priority than the movies and shows. Actually, no, movies and shows were pretty good, but games were in the mix. Now games are a lot less in the mix. I haven't like touched that game very much, but it's one of those games where I can just kind of come back to it here and there, you know. I might get all the achievements. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. If I beat the damn game, for the first time, like I got stuck on a level and I was like, fuck this. So, but then I played Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which they announced a new Ninja Gaiden. And I don't know if you've ever played Ninja Gaiden, but my experience with Ninja Gaiden, if I can find it, goes all the way back to the fucking DS. I have the DS version of the Ninja Gaiden game. And this game was so fucking cool on the DS. And I never got to play the console one. But they remastered the one that people consider to be the best console one. They remastered it for only Xbox. And it has like, when a game is only on Xbox, it has like, oh, play it on your PC and play it on your Xbox. And it has like cross save. So like you can play it on both. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And then it was on the cloud gaming. So I played it on the cloud gaming. But a game like that, like an action game, you cannot play it with the lag. But I got really far. I tried. I really tried. And I had a lot of fun. I'm not going to finish that game. I don't think I like it enough to finish it, if I'm being honest. But I'm very excited for the fourth one. And I'm just really excited that with this new streaming gaming thing, I have the ability to just try a game and never go back to it with little, you know, financial like guilt. So that feels really nice. Yeah.
That's great.
And
yeah, I got that too. Yeah, on PlayStation Premiere.
Yeah. Have you played any PlayStation games recently?
I played iCloud. I streamed Infamous, the first Infamous.
Ah, okay.
Just for the nostalgia.
When you say stream, like you streamed it to your friends, or you streamed it? Oh, you mean
like account stream.
So how was that at home on Wi-Fi? Like, was it mostly okay?
I think it was okay.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
You don't notice that shit?
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was my first time doing that. I don't know if that was good,
right,
or if that was bad.
When you were you getting frustrated like often?
I mean, I didn't play for too long.
Oh, you didn't finish it?
No, it was kind of just a
Just to
quick
try it.
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
I want to see how it shit.
You ever seen the game Prototype? You know that game?
Yeah, with the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I think I can play that.
Yeah, I wanna play that game. I wanna play that. That would be a good game. That would be a good game to remaster. They should do that. Kill people in the streets, eat them with your symbiote. But the two big games that came out that I don't think either of us played, but I really want to, but I was in Cali and I just couldn't. Monster Hunter, that's the big one. Everyone likes it. It was getting positive reviews, but a lot of negative critiques in comparison to the one that came prior. And a lot of people were saying it didn't have this. Playing with your friends was difficult. The story wasn't as like well constructed as the first game. And then they just announced, because Monster Hunter is one of those games that gets updates that are free. Like you don't really pay. It's not like a season pass thing. So its first big update is kind of fixing a lot of that, and just. But a lot of people are saying like, yeah, it gets fun when you get to 50 hours in. And I'm like, I don't have 50 hours. So I like, as of now, I kind of don't plan on getting it. And I'm really sad because I want to be a part of it. But I just can't justify the time. I can't do that. I can't do 50 hours. Has to be something I really want to do. Can't just be like what everyone else is doing, you know? I have to want that shit. And then I think the game that if I were to pick a game to buy, I think the other game would be Bleach Rebirth of Souls, because man, I've been watching that gameplay. This is some My Hero Academia One's Justice level stuff. Like since Storm 4, the major arena fighter anime games that have actually interesting gameplay, and they're like the 3D Storm 4 type, are Demon Slayer, My Hero One's Justice 2, and whatchamacallit, and Bleach. And then this new like Genshin Impact, the Hidden Ones game. Have you seen this? Do you know that one? Okay. Well, that one looks kind of fire. Everybody says the gameplay for that is like 10 out of 10. But yeah, the Bleach game looks incredible. The gameplay is like so interesting. It's so compelling. Do you know like anything about like the gameplay and like the health bars and shit?
I don't like when you lose health, like you like transform.
Yeah, like it's kind of like Naruto, where like when you take damage, like you build up like your evolution meter and you can like evolve. But everyone's evolutions are different. Like some people can evolve like it's like Sparking Zero. Like some people have like 6 evolutions. Some people have 1 evolution. They all have like very unique gameplay gimmicks. Like, I think like what I don't know what I didn't watch Bleach, so I don't know the names and shit. But like Byakuya, not Byakuya, Byakugan. What do they call the power up in Bleach when you like
Bankai?
Bankai, thank you. The Bankai for like Ichigo. I think like that version of him is like, you know, there are like stocks in the game. Like you can I don't want to go into the semantics of explaining it, but just know that it's very nuanced and it's very thoughtful, and it tries to build the mechanics around the mechanics of an anime battle in a show. So the way it works is like the push and pull of like who's winning, kind of like when you're watching an anime of like, oh dude, he did this iconic move and it just weakened him so much. Oh my god, he has this ultimate and now he's impervious to XYZ. Da-da-da. Like that's how the game is, and it's like really fun to watch. And there are these like every character has like 6 different supers. It's like it's kind of crazy. It's a really thoughtful game. So I want to play it, but it's not crossplay. So if I play it on Xbox, it's a commitment. I could get it on PS4 to play with people on PS5, but if you don't get it, then I'm not gonna get it. Type thing, you know. This is the type of game I really only want to play with a friend, honestly.
Right.
So, but it is $60, and I do think I would really value selling Sparking Zero to get that, but you know, so little time, so busy. But GlobeCoo just ran a tournament for the game recently, and man, watching like high level gameplay of those anime games is so goddamn fun. I love that shit. I love that shit so much. And yeah, like when he was doing the My Hero Academia like One's Justice 2 tournaments. Oh, knowing a fighting game and watching people play it competitively, like knowing everything about it. Because the thing with anime games, you can know everything about the game, like everything. When you're watching like Street Fighter 6, you can be a casual and not understand like high level gameplay, you know, fully. But you can understand like My Hero, you can understand Bleach, like they're easy to read, and I like that. I like that from a spectator's perspective. They're easy to digest. Even Storm Connections, man. Storm Connections, like that game was really slept on. I mean, I didn't buy it, obviously, so you know, but that game had real combos, and they really balanced that shit to be like a real game. I hope I can play it one day. It looks like so cool. But yeah. I know. Nobody did. Why would anyone buy that shit? Why? They advertised it so poorly. It shouldn't have been like $60. Either way, I think that's the stuff when it comes to games that have come out that I think are worth mentioning or bringing up. I'm wondering if any have come to mind. I think that's it. All right. Now we can talk about Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Man.
Yeah. Manny watched every single one. I watched every single one a few years ago for the first time for the Cosmonaut video, whenever that came out. So I think like 2 years ago. But I think though I understand the phenomenon. I enjoyed most of them. I enjoyed the experience of watching them all. I have it on Blu-ray. I got it right there.
Yeah. Where do you start?
Sorcerer's Stone, the first one.
My plan is for this discussion was like not really to go through every movie one by one.
Okay.
But because I have like general
thoughts
on the whole series.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where to start. Like,
well, did you? I think there's a lot of similarities to Naruto, and I was like, this is just Naruto for British people. That's what I felt. That's what I felt while watching it, because it's wizards and like the bad guy's a snake, like Orochimaru, and there's like 3 of them, and like the 2 of them kind of like the girl, kind of, yeah.
And then like the side character Sasuke got with the main girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally. Yeah.
But Harry. So going into Harry Potter, I didn't know really anything. The only thing I knew going in is Voldemort dies. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's all I knew about Harry Potter. I didn't even know who Hermione was, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so going into it was kind of fun, right? Even though I know the ending, which
it doesn't matter.
Happening.
Yeah.
But going into it, I thought the movies were gonna be a lot different from what I thought. So one thing I told, because I watched it with Cece, one thing I thought was like the movies are gonna be more. Well, I thought it was gonna be more magical.
Okay.
Now let me elaborate, right? Because so the first movie does that, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's an orc comes inside.
Yeah.
The school.
Oh, the chess, bro. They were playing chess.
They were playing chess, right? Magical chess. Like the Wizarding World, like Diagon Alley is cool, right?
Yeah.
Fire.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like some wizard shit, right? you get to Hogwarts and then it's the talking hat.
Yeah.
All that shit's cool, right? Dumbledore, old ass.
Yeah.
But so I think Sorcerer's Stone really hit that on the head. But then like I feel like as the movies progress, like I get less of a magical feeling. Like even towards the end, it felt like it wasn't even like a wizard
Yeah.
movie.
It felt like Shippuden, and felt like it was more about like when you literally get to the end of Naruto, it's like, oh yeah, they're ninjas. Like, when they're shooting ki blasts and shit that are like exploding the planet.
Yeah, exactly. But like it's like I remember one point at a movie, like they used their wand to like shut the blinds down on windows. I was like, Cece, look, they doing magic. Like genuinely, I was like, because the little things wasn't there, like for me.
Right.
Like
after a while, they stopped.
Yeah, like the little,
mm-hmm.
And that kind of leads on to another thing, right?
Let's put a mental pin in that because I'll have something to say, like on top of that.
You can say it now.
I just wanted to say that I felt that as the movies were playing out, but there were moments where I was like, oh, this is giving that this is a series about magic where people do different abilities. Kind of like the best fights in Naruto when they're like spamming like different like ninja attacks that are reflective of like the universe and like the lore of attacks that people have in the show. Like the Dumbledore and Voldemort fight in...
I was gonna get into this.
Yeah, that's so I don't want to jump the gun, but that was like the one time where I'm like, that was a highlight of this entire thing.
That was the highlight.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, the show, I think the movie's like actually like peaked right there when it comes to wizarding, right?
Right.
Because it's not much else. Like, they spend a lot of time, like even the wizard world, there's not much world building at all.
It's just that damn school, bro. It's all revolves around school.
It's the school, and like in Goblet of Fire, you hear that there's other schools. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You don't learn shit about them, but that's whatever. And it's like the school diagonally, the ministry, and the woods. Like,
yeah, I know.
The world building is really crazy.
Yeah, it's because the real world exists at the same time, so it's just like I guess it all just kind of has to exist in the same space. But I do think that like. I think wasn't there like a wizard train station like in the last few of them, right? Where the goblins like, or was that, I don't remember. There was a place where the goblins were at and they were like in the fucking mine carts, like going through the caves. Oh, you don't remember? There were some cool spots at the end.
Of course, there's bound to be some cool spots, but as a whole, you really think of, what's the wizard world like? It's just like, it's some woods.
Bro, that's why that Hogwarts Legacy game is just that fucking school, because that's all it is. Yeah. So,
and going into the movie, going to the series, I didn't think the whole thing like was literally like Hogwarts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was just about Hogwarts. I didn't think every movie took place. It was like, oh, we're still in school by the end.
Yeah, the branding of the movies was like year 1, year 2, year 3. Here are their school experiences. Yeah, I know.
And I got another thing with that.
Oh shit.
But so pretty much my main talking point. My first one is I didn't really get a magical feel. Except for the first one.
Yeah, and that's. I'll just spoil this. The first one is my highest rated and favorite, honestly.
Yeah,
out of all
I
of
can
them.
see it.
A lot of people like the one where it gets like dark and it's like Shippuden, but I still like the first one more. Nothing like matches that magic of the first one. The first one's like a Christmas movie. I turn that shit on. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good fucking time.
Yeah, that movie. That first one was cool.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in. He's like. Gryffindor.
Yeah.
I thought the talking hat was so cool. I was disappointed when he doesn't pull up.
Which one? The hat?
Hat?
Yeah, he's not. He seems like one of those like. He seems like the frog in like Naruto, where he's like a quirky little talking thing, and like that's what makes the frog so cool because he pulls. He's like he fights shit at the end.
You think he's like some wise like?
Yeah, some wise mystical thing, but he doesn't come back.
Or you think that's like Dumbledore's like
Yeah.
You know how Kratos has the Mimir talking head?
Yeah.
That's like Dumbledore's Mimir. That's honestly what I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, but going on to another point, like, bro, so like wizarding combat, right? You know, going into
go ahead.
Going into it, I'm not genuinely. I was not expecting like to see crazy.
Me neither. Yeah,
like, I don't. That's not what I was looking for, right? But bro, I have to say something. Like,
yeah, I know.
the movie, because I didn't read the book, so I'm not even. I done some research on the books to get a feel what's the differences and stuff, but it's still the same in the books at this point, where like you see like Dumbledore and Voldemort fight, and that is the peak, that is the pinnacle of wizards going at it, right?
Yeah.
And like, look at like, this is insane, right? This is like
an anime fight.
This is like Madara versus Hashirama.
Yeah.
and you just think like, okay, like Harry's a kid, and this is the peak. Like maybe Harry's gonna get to this point by the end, right? But it's like, I'm tired of seeing with the other point. Like, he's been in this school for years and years, but you see no like skill, like upgrade. Like, he doesn't get better at all.
Yeah.
The only one getting better is Hermione. And let me. Hermione's the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
Without Hermione, they're finished.
Yeah. She does kind of do everything.
She carries like bad.
Yeah.
Like Harry just like walks around and just like main characters himself into situations.
He
like,
does.
You know what I
mean? Like, yeah.
Why Hermione literally carrying Ron. Ron does nothing. Carrying Harry on her back. Every movie.
I gotta say, just really quick, the whole like the part of it. Oh, you haven't seen Lord of the Rings. Well, there was a part that was like Lord of the Rings where he's wearing like the thing that makes him evil, like Ron, and he's like being a dick. Yeah. That was like one of the best parts in the entire thing, honestly. But like that was another. I'm just thinking about that part right now. Where I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, yeah.
I can't imagine being Hermione, because Hermione's literally the only one like she's like the bookworm, like wizard, like a lot of blah blah blah. But she's actually like doing things like you expect, like outside of combat.
Yeah.
Like she's like doing cool shit.
She like
Harry literally just stumbles across like
she saves the day in
every movie.
Yeah. In Prisoner of Azkaban, at least. The one that's everyone's favorite. She's like, don't worry, Harry. I Steins gated this.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I know.
But yeah, going back to combat real quick. So I have another major issue. I think Avada Kedavra, I'm gonna just call it AK.
I'm glad you remembered the name.
I think AK
is OP.
I think it's stupid, bro.
It's very stupid. It's very stupid.
I think it's so silly. Like,
that's the murder spell, right?
Yeah, the killing curse.
That's unfair. And it deflates everything. Why didn't Dumbledore just do that in the fight? I think they might have given an explanation. I don't know, but I don't know.
Bro, there's no explanation.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Here's my general main problem with Harry Potter. So the killing curse, when it's first brought up by the Mad Eye teacher, it's like, whoa, this shit can one shot, and it's like it's a forbidden jutsu, right?
Yeah.
And it's like no one knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. But then you realize like, oh, but he just did it. The teacher just did it. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, I know.
And you think like, oh, maybe Voldemort knows this. That's why he's nasty. And he's like the only one who knows how to do it. That's why he's so feared. That's why he's like. And then you realize like, damn, every Death Eater can do it.
What's a Death Eater again?
Like all of Voldemort's minions.
Okay.
Like all of them spam it, right? And it gets to the point like, yo, why would I ever learn other moves?
Yeah.
I can just, and there's no drawback. That's the main issue. There's no drawback.
No drawback. No counter. Counter.
If I wrote the show, it would be like, oh, Voldemort can do this move because he has Horcruxes and his soul is other places. Like it take from your soul, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you can just Eradicate.
Yeah.
And it's like, And another thing with Voldemort. By the way, I love Voldemort. His lore. I like Voldemort.
Yeah, I like Voldemort. I love his awakening scene, like when he first like transforms. It's literally like Frieza, like final form. It's so cool going from the first movie where he's like just the model on the back of a head, because you can tell like they don't even know what they're gonna be cooking up like 3 years from now when the fourth one drops. I can't imagine like being in the theater like seeing that shit for the first time. That's like Thanos like pulling up. It's like
I know. Like Darth Vader, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
and
it's like,
and you don't. I was gonna say you don't even. I don't think there's like pictures in the book of Voldemort, so you didn't even have like a visualization of what he looked like. And the guy's performance, it was really like Orochimaru. Like it was really good. I spilled some.
Orochimaru, like but you know, it's like yo, Voldemort, the Dark Lord, he's alive. Like everyone's shaking in their boots.
Yeah.
The truth is, he only knows Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
And if you think about like, yo, like Draco, your dad knows how to do that shit.
Yeah.
And when it comes to combat, it's like, yo, if Voldemort has Avada Kedavra, and that's all he's doing, and all the other wizards, the evil wizards, are just doing that moves, what's the difference between his minions and him?
There is none. I guess I don't remember. But didn't he just have the ability to get more powerful, and that's why he was the one that was more powerful or whatever?
Bro,
I don't know.
But why is he so powerful? Because here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see any skill, like,
you see him in that fight, in that
fight, right?
Yeah.
But that fight is so like fake. It's like that fight didn't happen.
Right.
Because after that, like, you know, like for example, Voldemort.
I was gonna say that my personal headcanon when I was watching that to make me enjoy it was Dumbledore would have had a move to counter the one-shot kill move. So Voldemort doesn't even do it because he's like, that's not even worth wasting my time on Dumbledore. That's like the headcanon I gave myself. I know that's not like legit, but that's like the impression I felt like maybe they possibly wanted to give with it. And that's you know, that does make it cooler to me. It's almost like all right, I gotta show up to this one. But I know. But you'd think that in the final battle with Harry, he would show up as well. Like
yeah. Fuck that. But anyway, so we established like everyone can just spam this move. There's no drawback. There's no like mana. Like no one gets tired. Like
I know. Oh my god. There is no mana.
Wizard. Yeah. So right.
There has to be.
He's no different from any other villain, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. This one-shot ability. Why even learn other shit?
I think the idea was like he already knows everything. He's like Orochimaru. He's been around for a mad long.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna get into that, right? Because he's this feared Dark Lord, right? He throughout the whole series he's like spammed that shit at Harry Potter multiple times throughout the movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that shit never worked. It didn't work when he was a baby. It didn't work 4, 5, 6, 7. None of the movies, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Right. It never worked. And he's like you got no, like, bro, how about this, Voldemort? How about you disarm him with Expelliarmus and then something? No, bro, he does nothing. It's like literally like J.K. Rowling like wrote that Dumbledore and Voldemort shit and literally like forgot about it the next book.
I don't even know if like when I was watching the movie, I'm like, did you even write this or was this like a movie thing? Like I don't even know.
Yo, yeah, like a movie special.
Yeah, it was clear when watching the movies. It's like, oh, the power levels don't matter like that much.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah, I mean, Harry's popping a disarm spell versus Avada Kedavra to the killing curse. And he's going toe to toe with the most feared, strongest nigga. Like, that's like part when Naruto like Rasengan Hashirama. Yeah. Like he's putting up wood and he's like Naruto destroying the trees.
Yeah, literally. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Well, it's ridiculous to watch. But yeah, that's one of my main issues. And again, like another thing, like Harry Potter, like as a main character, like I can't stand him, bro.
Yeah.
I liked him as a kid.
I liked him in kid form. Yeah.
Once he grew up, and I was like, yo, you haven't got better in 4 years, bro.
There was something...
I know that because it's Hermione clutching up every single situation.
Right. Yeah.
You haven't done a single new spell since like the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember that, I don't know what movie it is, but when he's teaching all the other kids, when the school gets taken over.
Order of the Phoenix. I think that's Order of the Phoenix.
And he's like teaching, he's like, guys, this is how, bro, you haven't displayed no skill, no talent to the viewer. And now you're teaching your whole generation. Like,
yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. There's just like an implication that because it's been 5 years, off screen, he's like learned some shit.
He's just like, he got good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like off screen Naruto, and Naruto pulled up back to Leaf like 2 years later.
Yeah, literally. Right.
But at least with Naruto, like, his Rasengan got bigger, you know?
Yeah.
Like his shadow clone was elite.
Didn't he learn a move to beat him at the end? Wasn't there like a new move he learned to beat him at like the very end?
He still just did Expelliarmus.
Oh wow.
The disarm spell.
So
it's like, bro.
How did he win at the end? Power of friendship?
It has to do with like it's something like along those lines, bro.
I remember I'll say
it's not because he bested him.
Right. I remember I'll say like I just remember the dream sequence or like him like walking in the white like subway area and then he looks under the bench and Voldemort's like fetus is under the bench. I remember that shit as a kid and I remember like I was like this movie's raw for this part alone. I'm like this part is so cool.
The whole that was cool because the reveal of like Harry being a Horcrux.
Yeah.
That was fire.
The power levels were silly, and it was like, you know, it did literally turn into Naruto at the end with everybody just fighting at the school and shit. But you got to see like you got to see the girl turn into a snake, I think, and you got to see people get like eviscerated. I was like, yeah, about time people died in this fucking show.
Yeah, like Sirius Black
gets
a cadaver.
Mm-hmm. It's literally like the ending of Naruto where like sometimes characters just die and it's like, yep, they're actually dead this time. They're gone. Watch Zabuza die again.
Just get one tapped.
But I really liked the tone of the last two movies and where it was like, dude, shit's fucked. This dude's coming back. Shit's so fucked. And I feel like
I agree.
It was good. It was good homework. Like it was good frame of reference for where the 2-parter finale comes from. Because this is like the big one that started it all, I think. Before Twilight, before Avengers, before all this shit copied it. So you got to give it some credit.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't like part 1 because part 1 did like running the whole movie. They like warping forest to forest and intense and shit.
Bro,
they're like hiding out.
I gotta say, man. That point in my life when the trailers for part 1 were out, that was a special time, bro. You gotta put yourself in the shoes of part 1, watching that trailer, watching that movie, being like, this nigga's gonna go crazy in the next one.
I get it, but it's just like when the threat of Voldemort is him spamming one move, and it not working for the 10th, 15th time. And somehow Harry's just going blow for blow with the strongest of all time.
Yeah.
It just loses some aura for me. You
know?
Yeah. But one more thing, like again, Harry as main character just stumbles across, just auras himself into situations.
True.
This what's it called? When
they teleport.
Main characters don't like main characters have like the main character shit they just there's like OP.
Deus Ex Machina? I don't know.
No. They have plot armor.
Plot armor, yeah.
Yeah, he just plot armors through. He just treks plot armor through the scroll.
Yeah.
But that's kind of all my bad.
Yeah.
Which is kind of bad. To me,
it was like icky the entire time.
It was like the main thing is I just couldn't justify them being so afraid of Voldemort. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I like Voldemort. He did lose aura.
That's fair.
And the movie, like losing its magical sense throughout as it goes on.
I don't remember the details, but I just remember really liking the play-by-play of those like two last movies. Like I liked I remember there was a shot of like Voldemort's like wand breaking. It was like it like zoomed in and it was like the camera like went up the wand as it's like cracking and you're seeing that shit. And he's like, "No! The ultimate wand!" It's so raw. Like I don't know.
Yeah, he has the most OP nigga has the most OP wand of all time and he's a loser. But that's kind of it. I got some good things to say. Like, okay, so one, I thought the Wizard, the Quidditch World Cup, I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
that's some world. I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
they didn't really do much with it. Whatever.
It was a shame that they don't do anything with it. But
I like when what's the guy who got Gryffindor's sword who like killed the snake with the sword?
Oh,
Neville did that.
Yeah,
that's one of the sickest moments.
Yeah,
in the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's like the sword like called to him. He's like, yeah. I didn't even know there's swords in this shit.
Yeah,
that was cool. Hermione's a goat.
Yep.
I think Voldemort's a great villain. Great lore. And like when you read the books, his lore is even better. They don't even put it in the movie.
Right.
You just kind of see like, oh, Tom Riddle, and then he somehow became.
Yeah, Voldemort.
But in the book, I did a little research. I really like Voldemort.
I think like these movies that were catered towards kids, like I think Voldemort is properly like creepy and scary in like a really cool way. I love his. Too. I always loved like the design of his nose and how he looked like a snake and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. I like when Harry had like aura because it's like it's the nigga that didn't die, right? Like I like when it was like that. Like it was like, oh, like you would walk through Diagon Alley, everyone's like,
yeah.
He got to school like everyone was like, yo, it's this nigga.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. That it really has that Naruto.
Like, exactly. When he came back and saved them from pain.
Yeah.
But there's some other things I like. I like I forgot the GOAT. Snape,
yeah.
Snape carried, bro.
Yeah, Snape was awesome.
I think my favorite movie is probably The Half-Blooded Prince. It's just because the Snape or the Snape lore.
Okay.
In the books, I think in the movies he's done better because in the books he's more of a dickhead.
Okay.
He's like a bitter
asshole.
He's more hateful in the books, right?
Yeah.
But in the movies, like the way Rickman, the way he acted was top notch.
I know. Rest in peace.
The look top notch. The way he spoke top notch. The lore top notch. And the best part of the whole movie was when you see his memories. And I think the part 2, bro.
Of Deathly Hallows, or
yeah, and then like he's like when he died, he's like, "Yo, get my tear." Take a tear. Then they look through his memories, and you see like he was in love with Harry's mom, and he got bullied by Harry's dad, and now you're like, "Fuck Harry's dad."
I honestly, I'm like, you got to refresh me. I don't remember these details.
Really, this is the best part. I'll never forget this shit. And then how he was like, "Yo, like the prophecy, like I think it's Lily's kid," and fuck Dumbledore. Like I hate Dumbledore. But and then he was like, "Yo, we have to save them. Like we have to save Harry. Like we have to save Lily." And then like Dumbledore literally said, "What can you do for me, though?" I was like, I was blown away, bro. Literally, I couldn't believe it. He's like, "What can you do for me?" And then yeah, he dies, and then like Snape comes after like Harry died. Harry's parents died. He's like hugging his mom, and then that famous quote when Dumbledore's like, it was like Lily. He's like blah blah blah, and he was like always. You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Wow.
Damn.
But
sorry.
It's like famous. It's like a super famous quote. He's
okay.
Like, Lily, like Dumbledore's like, because he does Lily's dear shit, and he's like, I don't know what to say. He's like Lily, blah blah blah.
I'll try to look it up.
And Dumbledore and Snape's like all the way. And then they show it's like, yo, Snape has been protecting Harry throughout the whole movies.
Yeah.
And all that shit.
Oh.
And like he always kind of liked Harry, but was kind of just like a grumpy teacher.
Right. I remember this. I personally like disliked the movie Half-Blood Prince. I liked these reveals and these moments. But I just remember overall finding like the movie to be like boring and like dull and fruitless. I actually really liked
the things I'm talking about is in Deathly Hallows though.
Oh, okay. So this, yeah, the lighting of this looks like Deathly Hallows, honestly. That's the thing, like Deathly Hallows, like the look of that movie looks different than all the other ones. And it's so much more like Akatsuki Pain arc, you know? There's something so raw about it. That's why I like the Dumbledore and Voldemort fight, because it felt like Jiraiya versus like Pain. It was just like,
it
was so cool.
And then after that, just I don't know, but I really like Snape. He's my favorite character.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
he's cool.
That's kind of it.
All right. Do you have a favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yeah, that's valid.
And then I don't like Chamber Secrets. I don't like Part 1.
I like Chamber of Secrets has elements about it that I think are very unique and very cool. I think it's nice that there's a movie where it's like they're kids, but they're going on like a JoJo side adventure thing, kind of thing. And I like
Part 2 for its lore on Tom Riddle and Voldemort.
Yeah.
But I think it was too similar to the first one.
That's fair.
And I think the first one did it better.
Yeah.
But I like Prisoner of Azkaban. Everyone likes it.
Yeah, I was distasteful on it when I found out they do time travel at the end. That made it like a little less cool to me, but obviously like directing wise and visually it went hard as fuck. But yeah.
And like that time travel shit was crazy. Like why don't they do that?
See? Bro, when the time travel thing happened, I'm like, oh, this is a show that did not put thought into like stuff like that, and that's fine.
Yeah, to like try, when you add time travel, you gotta lock in. Yeah.
But they didn't even lock in for Expelliarmus, Avada Kedavra. Yeah. They didn't even lock in for that, so that's why I didn't even give it a lower rating for that. I'm like, let me not like. I'm gonna watch all these. Let me just try to have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like the ending.
Yeah.
And then like Harry has a kid, and he's like, the kid's name is Albus Severus Potter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of it though.
Kind of it. Rest in peace, Harry Potter. Rest in peace, J.K. Rowling. Rest in peace, Hogwarts Legacy.
And I think after seeing like Hogwarts Legacy combat,
like
it's just Hogwarts probably has the shit I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Legacy probably I'm looking for rather than.
Yeah, when I looked at the Hogwarts Legacy combat, I was like, yeah, this looks kind of fun. But even that game takes place in the well, actually, they do go out of the school. That was like the most interesting part of the gameplay, where it's like, oh, there's like dungeons and shit. There's more lore.
Bro, there's no world building. Where are they gonna go?
Bro, they literally make up some shit because they have to.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
but yeah,
it's cool.
I liked, I like Harry Potter.
Yeah, it was.
I wish I saw it as a kid.
I'd enjoy it a lot more if I saw it as a kid. I fell asleep during the Voldemort and Harry fight, and I didn't even care. When I would fall asleep during movies as a kid, I would cry. I'd get so upset because it's just like I missed the movie. But with that one, I was just like, whatever.
Well, let me tell you something. Half-Blooded Prince, I fell asleep during the end. When Severus killed Dumbledore, I was asleep.
When you were watching it with Cece or growing up?
Yes, when I was watching Cece.
Oh,
I was asleep. Right? When I wake up, Severus is like hovering over Harry Potter, who's like, I'm the half-blooded prince. I was like, what?
She didn't wake you up?
No, she didn't know.
Oh, okay. She was locked in.
I was like, bro, what is happening?
Cece, turn it off. Rewind.
Then I went on YouTube because I didn't want to piss Cece off. She's a Harry Potter fiend.
Right.
So I acted like I watched the whole thing. And then, I went on YouTube and I was like, then I was like, oh shit, Severus killed fucking Dumbledore.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go. I don't like Dumbledore.
Why don't you like Dumbledore? Because of that scene where he was like, what do you do for me?
Yeah, bro. I thought that was so weird. And then don't be wrong. Like, it's not like he's a bad guy, but and then like the whole like talking like
in riddles or whatever.
Hey, bro, explain what's going on, bro. Even Harry was like, yo, come on. What's going on? Yeah. He was like horrified. Like Harry was like when he did that little the white heaven shit.
Yeah. He's
like, yo, like, no, is this real? And he turns around like, I don't know, Harry. Is it? Like, bro. and then that scene really pissed me off. Like, Snape's like, we have to save them. And he's like, what are you gonna do for me, Severus? Bro, what do you want him to do?
Yeah.
And then like Snape was like during that like the memory scene, Snape was like, yo, so you've been raising Harry Potter to like cattle so he can die to sacrifice himself to kill like Voldemort. And Dumbledore was like, yeah. I was like, bro, that's crazy.
I'm trying to think of like, you know, I feel like there's an anime similar to that. Attack on Titan's a little bit of that, you know. Maybe. Lots of anime DNA in there. Just saying. But condensed into 8 movies over the course. I think just the fact that they got them out is impressive to me. The fact that they to like kind of like even build that hype in any way, shape, or form to where these are moments that people give a fuck about, you know?
Well, the first one's like the most high selling book of all time. They had hype.
I know, but like nowadays you see like movies get made and they don't even finish the fucking franchise, you know?
Like what?
Divergent. They didn't even finish that shit. I know that's not a good example. Let's see.
I feel like Harry Potter is the most successful book series of all time. I feel like they know they had something there.
Yeah.
You know how insane it would be if they ended off in like the 4th movie with like that unlimited budget.
Yeah.
Because you know the first ones did. The movies all did.
I mean also just like, you know, there's like a time restraint and like all the actors, like the kids are getting older and you gotta like, you know, Dumbledore fucking died, so they had to recast Dumbledore. Like, you know, the Marvel movies will struggle when something like that happens. You know, they're like, what do we do?
I feel like, kid actors, bro. Shit, what else you gonna do,
nigga? Yeah, they got. I know. That's what I mean. Like, you got like a year and a half to like make the movie. You know.
Yeah, make that shit.
Yeah. So
I mean, if you're fucking Daniel Radcliffe, you're gonna be like, I don't feel like doing the 6th movie.
Bro, like for the Marvel shit, like stuff like that would make the movie not come out. Like, not, you know. Remember Ezra Miller? Let's not forget Ezra Miller. Isn't it crazy that there was no Ezra Miller of the Harry Potter movies? That's an achievement.
Thank God it wasn't Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Thank God they fucking recast him.
I know. So did you hear that they're making a Harry Potter show, like on HBO?
And Snape is black.
Is he?
You didn't see that?
No. Who's Snape? Who is he?
A black guy.
Yeah, but which black guy? Like, who's playing him?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I mean,
random black guy.
So bro, wait, is Hermione gonna be black? Because later on, that's a big J.K. Rowling like thing where like Hermione was black in like the 8th book or whatever.
I don't know, but I know the Harry Potter fans that are racist are gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone should go crazy. That's crazy.
Snape being white? I mean, Snape being black?
Yeah. When he's described as like pale skin, sleek, greasy hair, and like, I'll get a black guy. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, I don't care about Harry Potter enough to like care about this, but I don't know if it really matters, to be honest.
I think to Die Hard, if
yeah, I know, to a diehard. I'm trying to think, like,
you get to the casual fan, I feel like it does.
There's definitely movies where like someone being black in the movie when they were like white before. But this is, you know, this is an adaptation. Like this is not supposed to copy the movies, and I don't really want to. I don't want it to copy the movies, you know.
No, I think they said this is going to be like a book accurate, and they already off to a bad start.
Well, you gotta also consider like this is a show, man. This is gonna go on for a long time. Each season's gonna be long as fuck. You gotta make sure these niggas don't die. Did you recognize that the guy who played Dumbledore in like the first two died and they switched him out? That's crazy. Kind of crazy.
I don't know, Ali. I think casting a black guy is not. But don't get me wrong.
Maybe he'll be good.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I won't know.
Because neither of us are gonna watch it, so it don't matter. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of have a thing against that with like a guy described as one thing just completely off scale. I mean, don't get me wrong. To the greater story of Harry Potter, it doesn't matter.
I think sometimes to the greater story, their race does matter. I think in this instance, it does not.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well.
Yeah. Like James Bond being black. That has me like, I don't know. That's one where I do like go. Like if Idris Elba was no, black James Bond would be cool, but it would be different. It would be different.
Yeah.
They'd have to make it a little different, which is okay. But they were doing kind of a canon storyline at some point, and like I'm like, you can't just throw a black guy in there. Him being white allowed him to do things in the movies that I don't think he'd be like doing if he was black. Honestly, if I'm being real.
Amen. We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there if he is black. Did you hear about that? How James Bond got like bought by Amazon basically?
No.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, but in the Switch 2 announcement, the people that make the Hitman games announced that they're making a James Bond game. That's the cool thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Well, you know, I give Harry Potter the best movies are like a 7.
Same. I don't think I think I gave the first one a 9. I think the first one's really goated, honestly.
I think I'll give the whole thing a 6 as a whole.
I didn't even think of a whole rating. It's definitely out of like, I'll say I like Fast and Furious more, tit for tat, for each film. Like, Fast and Furious with like 8, 10 goddamn movies. I enjoyed the 10 movies. I got my Fast and Furious box set and my Harry Potter box set. And I've rewatched those Fast and Furious movies. I have not touched those Harry Potter movies. Just gonna say. Did you want to talk about any other movies or any other things? I think I really want to blitz through some of these. I don't want this part to be too long. But I think now would be a good time for me to just talk about like some of the other things that I watched. Did you watch anything else that was like worthy of note? Oh wow, you only watched Invincible and the Harry Potter shit?
It's a lot of movies, man.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah. All right, so I'll just go over my shit really quick. I watched a handful of movies. A lot of them were in theaters. One of them was like, you know, like the Demon Slayer 3-episode premiere thing. One of them was a 3-episode premiere anime thing. And then the rest were all in theaters. So I saw Union which was a movie I had to buy digitally on its own website on here. And it's about people that work in an Amazon warehouse in New York trying to form a union, and how Amazon is going above and beyond to not let these guys form a union. And critical things on the movie aside or whatever, it's just an interesting thing to spectate, you know, and an interesting thing to see that Amazon is like, as a company, is like capable of doing. I guess I have critiques about it as like a film, but that was just something worthy of mentioning, because that means a lot to me, having worked at Amazon and recognizing stuff like that. And it's interesting that I had to buy it on its own website and I couldn't buy it on like a service because it's about Amazon. So it's almost like they wouldn't let it on a service. You can't buy it on Amazon Prime, you know? So the movie Union, that was probably like the most unique thing I watched in the past 2 months. And then I'll talk about all the ones I saw in theaters. The Monkey. I don't know if you heard of this one. You see the trailers for this? The Monkey. It had like the goofiest fucking trailer where you know the monkey from Toy Story 3, the like symbols, like the main antagonist of the movie next to Lotso. They basically made like a horror movie around that, where it's like, if the monkey bangs its drums, some random person dies, Final Destination style. And it was really goofy and really silly, but it was fun, and like there were some saucy moments. I gave it like a low score, but it was fun and I had a good time with the movie. So I didn't really hate that one too much. It's just not a movie I'd like watch again, I guess. And then the 3-episode anime premiere was a Gundam anime from the creators of Fooly Cooly and Hideaki Anno as like writer. And yeah, it's made from some of the Gainax people that did Fooly Cooly, including Anno, and the like main director of Fooly Cooly. But it has like character design from Pokemon Sword and Shield. So you look at the character design and they look like Splatoon characters. It's really unique and really like interesting. And there were moments where I'm like, yeah, this feels like Fooly Cooly, this feels like Anno, this feels like the good shit. But a lot of it was like tedious Gundam fan servicey nonsense, which is what a lot of like these Shin Ultraman, Shin Kamen Rider, Shin Godzilla, they're all a little bit of that in a sense, but just like some of them are a little bit more palatable than others if you don't have the context of the franchise. And this one was just trying to play both sides of like, hey, we're going to tell you everything if you've never seen Gundam before, but it's also going to be for fanboys of Gundam. So it was just boring as fuck for like a lot of it, and the stuff that did work was so minimal because it was just really expository, because they felt like they needed to explain all this Gundam world building nuance, and it was like the worst like 3-episode premiere at like an anime thing that I've ever seen. Because when I went to go see Dan, that felt like that shit flew by, you know, those first 3 episodes of Dan. No, I only watched those first like 4 episodes, and I never finished it. But I liked what I saw. I guess I just didn't like it enough to finish, I guess.
Yeah, watching anime is rough.
It's hard. It's hard, and I'm honestly kind of, it feels good to be out of the what's the word? The deep end. Cuz like, I don't know, I'd be in the trenches. I was watching everything. The good and the bad.
Bro, I was like, oh man, that was a different time.
It was.
I was like looking at anime chart. Oh, this is coming out this day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this one out.
We just can't. Not these days.
It's rough, man.
Yeah, it is rough. It's I was actually, and that's another thing I want to talk about while we're on anime. The fucking Shinichiro Watanabe anime comes out on fucking whatchamacallit. That shit comes out on fucking Saturday. His new show. And there's like a clip of it. Maybe we'll watch it later. But yeah, I got things to say on that clip, to be honest. So if you haven't seen it, I'll show it to you in a bit. But yeah, but that thing, That thing was kind of trash, that Gundam thing. But it's basically Shin Godzilla or Shin Kamen Rider if it was Gundam. Hideaki Anno and his team have been doing a lot of reinvigorating classic franchises for like the new school, you know, classic like mecha or like tokusatsu shit. So this is like in the same vein as that, but it's just not a movie and it's a show. Nothing to write home about, honestly. Then I watched the movie Black Bag with Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett. So Cate Blanchett from Tar and Michael Fassbender from The Killer, the movie that we watched. And he's an assassin, and Cate Blanchett is an assassin. And they're married, and it's like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith style thing, but it's not comedy. It's like kind of played straight, and it's like really serious. But basically, this is a movie for older couples, like with gray hair, to go and, you know, watch two older people be sexy and cool. You know, so imagine the suave sexiness of James Bond, but it's like James Bond and his wife that's on the same level as him, which is cool. And that's kind of why I like Lupin the Third, and you know, that's one of the appeals of Cowboy Bebop, where he kind of bounces off people that are as like cool as him and stuff. It was giving Lupin the Third like James Bond, but just with that, like, you know, it's kind of like that fine wine taste of like, yes, this is for older gentlemen to feel horny and have fun. And man, it was a good time. I gotta say, that movie was a good time. If you watched it, I think you'd give it a good rating. It's nice to see Michael Fassbender in a killer role, and he's not a fucking idiot, and he's just cool, you know. So that was really fun.
What's it called?
It's called Black Bag, and it was in theaters in March, and I loved it. I would love it if you watched this, if it ever came to like streaming or something. And then I saw Mickey 17, which all I'll say is that it has a lot of similarities with Severance. There's a lot of overlap in what both of these things are doing. It's a commentary on...
I can do that.
Yeah. And watching Mickey 17 while watching Severance, like Severance, there's one episode in the show that I think is one of the best like episodes of TV outside of like anime maybe that I've ever seen. And then I watch Mickey 17 and I'm getting like a movie that's not even exploring the base concepts of Severance as well as Severance, or even like on it's on a not even on a base level, you know? Like shit that Severance does in the first episode, Mickey 17 doesn't even get to, basically. Which is like, I'm like, what am I watching? And then Stephen Yuen, the guy from Invincible, he's in this movie. And he's one of the highlights, but man, he is not in it enough, bro. He's in like maybe 3 scenes, 2 that are like really substantial and like cool. But he's barely in it, and it's just like, And then Bong Joon-ho, directed by The Boy. This is mixing elements of 2 of his other films, Okja and Snowpiercer. And it just kind of feels like a weird mishmash of those 2 things without delivering on what those 2 things did super well. And I haven't even seen them, but I just know that they deliver based on like what people say and based on the first 15 minutes I've seen of one of them. Like, I was just like, why am I like, what is the fucking point of this? And Robert Pattinson was good. I didn't laugh at anything he said, but his performance was good. I feel it was very different. It was very unique. He kind of acted like a quirky anime character, and it kind of worked, to be honest.
Time to go back to Batman.
Yeah, no, straight up, go back to Batman, please. Oh God, I can't believe he's not on Batman. But yeah, I go ahead.
Like these niggas always gotta do some shit like that. Like they make their movie, their main one, and before the second one comes out, they gotta do something else real quick, knock that out the park, and then they do that all the time.
No, but this is an egregious example. It's taking a long fucking time, and Robert Pattinson, he's gonna be in a lot of movies before Batman drops. Let me tell you. I think Robert Pattinson is gonna have another movie that he's in when Batman comes out. I think it's gonna be like that. He's in a lot of shit right now.
This shit's fucked up, bro.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, I do want to see him in different things. I'll say that. I want to see him like spread his wings and not just be Batman. But
No.
only be Batman. Yeah, so Mickey 17 was a 3 out of 10. Black Bag was a 7 out of 10. The GQuuuuuX Gundam bullshit was a 3 out of 10. The Monkey was a 4 out of 10. And Union is like a 5 or a 6. And then I watched Severance season 2. 8 out of 10 show. Really good. Haven't seen anything this good in a while. One thing I'll say about Severance, the second season of Invincible and The Boys brought the impression of those shows really down. Severance season 2 really tries in the way that I wanted The Boys and Invincible to try. And I was really pleased with like the effort in season 2. It does fumble in areas, but I think the dubs are greater than the fumbles, honestly, in my opinion. But it feels good that we got 2 seasons of a show and it like delivers, you know. Very excited to talk about this with you. It's gonna be a worthy main call discussion type show.
Gotta watch that shit.
Yeah, I don't want to pressure you into watching it.
No, I know I have to.
Yeah. And then, I feel like I've been going on for a long time, but I got to bring this up. I'll be brief. When I came back from Cali, the day I came back, I went to go see the movie EEPHUS, which was the movie that I was on the set for in 2022 when I came back from the film festival in Canada. I was only on there for like a week, didn't do much, but it was nice to see everybody. The bad guy from Uncut Gems was there. Got to talk to him. That was pretty cool. Other people from other movies that I didn't recognize, but movies that I liked were there. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't recognize you until until I looked it up afterwards. So that was cool. And they had their premiere at the Coolidge. So this is like, the stars are crossing for me, you know, because the Coolidge has been my place, but I've never seen like people that I know who made a movie present their movie at the Coolidge before. So the director was back, some of the actors were back, and I just got to meet like a lot of people that I met the first time, and my name was in the credits, Manny. I think I brought that up, but my name was in the credits, and I was like, that's fucking cool. But
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, getting to interact with all of them again was probably the biggest highlight of and that's why I've been watching less stuff, because I'm like, I need to let movies simmer, and I need to like give time to think about movies again. Because when we watch stuff, that's what I did. I would watch like one thing, and I would be like, let me think about this for 2 weeks when I get on the call, and I just started doing that. And you know, when I watched this movie with a full crowd and like the director there and stuff, I just kind of let that shit sit. I was like, all right, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling something. So that was nice. Then we got Boston Underground Film Festival. So we get the scuffed shit made by the people of Massachusetts, or not even people in Massachusetts necessarily, but like just movies that are underground shit, you know, like the cool shit for the cool people, to see things that people are making that aren't like the top dogs and stuff. That's really nice about it. I went to go see 2 movies there. I brought my cousin, who's not a crazy movie person, and they were really like, you know, like Wicked City and like Tetsuo, how they're just like overly violent in a way that kind of might fuck up your day if you're the average bear. That's what these 2 movies were, and I was just like, oh geez. And those were experiences in and of themselves, because I brought people that don't go to movies like that, and they were on their phone and they were fidgeting. Like, some people really can't sit down during a movie, dude. You know?
Yeah.
I've learned that. I've learned that the hard way. So, that was an experience. There were positives. So, like, once again, director and main actress and stuff, they were there for stuff like that, and you get to. It's really easy to interact with these people. I wish I brought you. I think you would have appreciated the experience at least, even if you didn't like the movie. But Boston Independent Film Festival is happening at the end of April, so maybe we can do that stuff because that stuff will be fun as well.
Okay, that is something.
Yeah, but beyond that, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. I actually need to. I called off the last week of April as my vacation week, and I need to rescind that so that I can go to these because I don't think it's going to be that busy. Or maybe I'll keep it. Who knows? I won't think about that now. I don't want to get too distracted. But yeah, that's everything that I watched. The Boston Underground films I watched were The Ugly Stepsister and a movie called Fuck Toys. I'm not going to go into them, but those were the names if anyone's interested. They're on my Letterboxd. It's in the description, Spotify and YouTube. But yeah, that's it. There's the Oscars movies and there's the 10 out of 10s that I rewatch, but we're not going to get into that right now. Let's speed it up.
Okay. Invincible?
Yeah, Invincible. I don't think this is going to be like a 50-minute talk, but
no.
Yeah. So I was watching it and I was telling Manny to watch it and stuff, and then I called Manny, and I try my best not to spoil my impressions of the show beforehand, but I was telling Manny, I was like, dude, I'm struggling to finish this shit because I was really bored in the middle of it, man. I thought it was boring as fuck. Obviously, the last episode was cool. Obviously, the general developments of like certain characters are cool. It's not like worst show in the world or anything. I still enjoy it. I still want to watch the 4th season. I think it's in a much more interesting spot now. But the animation is getting a lot worse. It's actually getting really bad, to be honest. And I think that there's just a lot of superfluous bullshit like in the show.
This season, what happened this season?
Rex got with tiny girl.
Mark was beefing with Cecil the whole time.
Yeah, that was the main thing, and the highlight. I'm gonna be real. I liked Mark fighting Cecil in like episode 2 and Cecil's backstory more than the last episode, personally. Like I thought that was fucking awesome. Mark fighting Cecil.
Yeah. But this season, because I think Mark, for me, the last other 3 seasons, like I thought he was like an okay MC, but this season I just found him so annoying.
Because he's being a little fucking asshole. He's being an asshole, and it's not entirely justified. I liked in season 2 because when he put on that black suit, I was like, all right, I've been seeing these fucking leaks on the internet of this damn black suit. I hope this arc is worth it. And when that Cecil episode happened and they're like first like going head to head, and he's like, bro, these dudes killed somebody, and I went through my whole arc of trying not to kill someone, and you're just gonna let these guys on a team? And Cecil's like, bro, calm down. Especially after Cecil's backstory that they showed you. And like the writing, I think the writing of that episode was eons better than like everything in the season. Of like the reincorporated line that Cecil's like leader.
You're talking about like the Batman guy, right?
Yeah,
he killed people.
Yeah, the Batman guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the Cecil, like when his leader like told him the line of like, you know, it's not about being the good guys, it's about doing what's right or whatever, some bullshit. And I just him saying it to Donald at the end of the episode, I remember being like, whoo, that shit was good. That was good TV, man. I really loved that episode. I was like, that's the Invincible I know, you know? And I honestly felt like Mark's anger like made sense in that episode. And then as we get to the closer to the end, I'm just gonna jump the gun and I'm just gonna say, like, by the end of the show, when Mark is like, he literally says, I won't make that mistake again. Next time, I will fucking murder people. I will straight up murder people harder than I ever have before. And then he's like, by the way, Cecil, we're still not friends. And I'm just like, bro, after what, come on. Like, after, you're really gonna be on that type of time when Cecil's like genuinely on your side right now? It's just so frustrating.
I know. I like Cecil.
I love Cecil. Cecil's like my
so
favorite character.
I think that's why I like seeing Mark and him. I'm like, Mark, shut up, bro.
Yeah.
Cecil's been clutching up.
Bro, that backstory really empathized me to him. You know? Yeah. Before, it was kind of like, I don't know about this guy. But after they showed that backstory, it's like, no, I'm on his side. That guy makes sense.
But because he's been clutching up for them, for Earth.
Yeah.
Every season. I really like Cecil. I think he's a cool character. How he just like warps places.
Yeah. He's a very Rick and Morty type. He's a very Rick Sanchez type character where he can just do anything.
Yeah, and Mark this season is just being like, I mean, I get it, like he's like whatever, but he's like I gotta bring you to jail, like, bro. Shut up.
And we've seen this like evil angsty arc before in other characters, in other ways, done better. And Invincible was the thing that, oh, Invincible is gonna do the tropey thing, but better than the other stuff that did it. And now Invincible's kind of on the lower end. It's not like on the top rung of like superhero storytelling like it was in season 1, you know? So it's just kind of like, I hope these parts that people are gassing up happen soon, because this was like pretty lame for a large majority of it, if I'm being real. I fucked with the stuff at the ending, but you know, they that shit was thrown in there at the end. At the very end, you got like all the Marks pulling up, getting clocked in less than 30 minutes. It's like, all right, man. Angstrom Levy's back, that dumbass antagonist. He was cool, but still, like, he's still lame. Like, kind of.
I think, like, the Marks...
That was cool. I thought it was cool.
And what really made it cool was, like, the one Mark that was like, I came here because Angstrom said I'm going to get Mom back. Yeah. And he was like, come on, guys. You guys, like, you guys don't like Mom? Like,
yeah.
I thought that was sick.
Yeah. I like that, too.
And the other ones were, like, bugging out. And he's like, come on, guys. It's Mom.
Yeah.
And like, even just like the look of some of the Marks, like their design, some of them were cool.
Yeah, I liked
like the Man Mark.
Yeah, that one was good. I liked his line.
The Mark.
There was that Mark was like, it's not funny when you swear, like, or swearing. No, he's like, swearing doesn't make you cool. He said that. Yeah. I thought that was funny.
So like, yeah, and then it was like the Mohawk weirdo.
Yeah, but when I say like, I'm sick of the multiverse shit. This is that, bro. I was saying that all the way back in season 2. And here we are, still doing that. For Invincible, does it work extremely well? Yeah, so it gets a little bit of a pass. But when the rest of the season was so, like, empty, where it's just kind of Oliver growing up and doing an evil thing here and there, Rex and the girl having the most generic fucking, like, lovey-dovey dialogue, Mark and Eve having the most generic lovey-dovey relationship dialogue, like the shit with Angie. Just everything slowly drip-feeding, like, development where Mark and... I don't know if you watched the Cosmonaut review, but, like, you know...
No, I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
I'll say I'll finish.
Right, but, like, he does mention that damn rooftop, that goddamn rooftop that they go to over and over in the show. That one location where they just recap the episode for you. It's like... I feel like this is like, where is this going? You know, so I was annoyed.
Yeah, every episode was like,
yeah,
all right, let's go to the rooftop and discuss.
And then it's like, it's almost like, well, you spent like hours with these characters with all this screen time. You care when Adam Eve gets blasted? obviously I care because like in spite of all of this, I like Adam Eve from season 1 and 2. And they aren't like destroying her character. They're just doing nothing right now. She's going out with Mark. I like that she's going out with Mark. I just don't like what I'm seeing right now. Like, this is not the cute Mark and Eve moments that I had in my head when I thought they were going to be together. You know?
Yeah.
Never forget what they took from us, Manny. Never forget Steins Gate. Never forget how amazing like those interactions are in that fucking show. You know? Don't forget Peak. Don't forget Peak. Yeah. And this just wasn't that, man. It wasn't that. And like by the end of it, you know, the ending is cool enough to carry on its own. It really is. But
yeah, I think the season, I feel like the season was really banking on that.
Yeah.
Because if it didn't have that,
it would be bad. It would be
if it ended on like Armstrong, whatever.
Yeah. I'm honestly just I'm like unhappy that he's back. Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, he got more interesting, I guess. Like they did make. I will give them credit. He's cooler than he was last time, but and for him to like, I actually don't have the ability to articulate this well, but there gets a point where it's like, okay, you brought him back, you brought Rex back. The dude at the end, the Viltrumite at the very end, doesn't even technically die. Like, he's still alive too. Everyone comes back. Alan came back last season. Adam Eve fucking came back. So if Angstrom Levy is gonna come back, and now there's this subversion of like, oh, we the I don't know, the Elden Ring creators in this wherever the fuck you are, Angstrom Levy, we now control you. It's like, all right, bro, there's like 6 other things happening in this show. Like, how is this gonna like? Is this nigga just gonna pull up at random on the last episode like he did now, while the rest of the season twiddles their fucking thumbs and nothing happens? What, like, the thing with Severance is that Severance sets up a lot of new things in the way that Invincible does, but Severance also pays off like half of the shit in the second season as well, and they do it well. They pay things off well, and then they set up well. So now I'm like, all right, you got my faith. You won me over for season 2. So I'm on board for season 3. And I feel like that's what Attack on Titan did. Where like as you're watching it, it's like, all right, like, you know, you've done a good job up until now. Let's see where this goes. Let's see where it goes. And they pay off and pay off and pay off and set up and set up and set up. And it all just kind of comes together. And I think Attack on Titan is like immaculate 10 out of 10 in the way it comes together. I understand it can't come together super gracefully. I think season 3 having all this, like, Attack on Titan doesn't have this, you know? Steins Gate doesn't have this, where just characters talk about nothing for like a long time, you know? That shit is just not what I'm used to in a show.
I get you.
So that's what I was saying when I was like struggling to finish it. And like moments that are supposed to be like real moments that mean something, like I forget. Like, I forgot the twins like died. The twins, like these main characters that were like in every season that I really liked, they die in this season, and I'm like, I have to remember that happened, you know. And then fucking.
And one thing about that, like, when he killed them, I was like, oh shit, that's great. This is like a character moment. But I hate how, like, I don't hate, but like the way they're trying to like justify, like, yo, they're like trying to tell him this is bad, but they can't even like justify themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
They really don't know what to say to him.
Yeah, there's like no good on a like the concept of Mark's little brother now being like Omni-Man, and now Mark is in the position of Omni-Man, like, but trying to guide his brother to not be. That dynamic just on paper is very cool, but they're kind of not doing anything with it. So like the moment when he kills the twins is supposed to be like, oh shit, this is when it goes down.
This is the Omni-Man-esque.
Yeah.
Thing
But this is
building up.
this is the first time, maybe not the first time, but like this is the first time in Invincible where I'm like, dude, I'm like not locking in the way that like I did for season 2. Like emotionally, like this is not giving the other parts. Even though on paper like this should work, it's just like kind of not working. And once again, you know, it has potential to like be really cool because in season 4, you know, the kid ages fast. He'll probably be like a teenager by season 4, and maybe he'll fight Mark or something, and I'll be there for that, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm being critical. It's not like the worst show in the world, but I do feel like this was a slog, a lot of it. And remember all those remember in season 2 I was saying how like, oh, there's plot lines that didn't go anywhere, and there's like shit with Donald and shit with the gay guy's boyfriend and stuff that like I didn't care about, but I'm like, all right, well, maybe they'll use this later. And obviously they use Donald and they use like the gay guy's like boyfriend, and Angie comes back and stuff, but not enough. That's another thing. We got so many characters in this show. We got so many people that we can do things with, that can pull up and do something. You know? That black guy, the Titan guy, and the droid head guy, that was more interesting than anything that happened in the show. Not because it was actually good, but because it was like, all right, at least this is something compared to like them just sitting around twiddling their thumbs, you know? I mean, this is also them twiddling their thumbs, but at least it's like a new branch off the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and like I was saying before, like, because of course there's a bunch of superheroes that do the whole like don't kill, but they have their morals or they have their reasoning behind that. But like, I didn't like the fact that like they literally couldn't tell him like Mark couldn't even like be like, yo, like I see like your pops. He could have. I didn't like how they just don't kill, like don't do it. Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
They literally didn't say anything, and then his mom would be like, "Don't do that again."
Mm-hmm.
It's
yeah.
like, I don't know. I thought that was weak. I thought it was gonna be such a heavy moment, like he flew off and Mark's chasing, and then Mark's be like he can't catch him. It's like, oh shit, Omni-Man's coming back, or like it's something building towards that. But it's like I felt like it kind of fell flat, and I feel like that was a huge moment for him. And Mark should have been like, yo, like your pops is like this, and blah blah blah, or something, or it could have been written differently.
What scene are you talking about specifically?
When the kid kills the 2 blue niggas.
Oh yeah. But
yeah, I thought that was gonna be a massive moment.
I will say, probably my favorite part with like Debbie, the kid, and Mark was when Mark's getting like, you know, manhandled by the final boss, and the kid's like, "Mom, I gotta go help," and she's like, "No, you gotta make sure you're safe, okay?" Like she basically says like, "Go ahead and go," but like tries to like say it sternly. I was like, man, that was a good line. That was a good line. So that last episode, you know, it had good parts. It had good parts in it, I gotta say. Yeah, that's why the last episode hit, because the Viltrumite stuff just on.
That's what everyone's really.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Is like building off of last season where it was like, because remind me, like the end of last season was like, didn't they say that like they're sending people to Earth, or didn't they hint at like Conquest coming?
Probably. I honestly don't remember.
And like I think, and you know, like Omni-Man goes to jail.
Yeah,
that's a big thing. And then like we're gonna send someone to Earth, blah blah blah, like sending out, but
yeah.
And all the things with Omni-Man are very interesting because you know he's gonna break out and you know what's gonna happen next. Alan the goat, right?
Alan the goat.
And everything dealing with Viltrumite is really what's like carrying the show. Like, I want to know.
Yeah, I know.
And in the lore, they were like, there's only 50 pure Viltrumites left. I was like, oh shit.
I know.
I thought
that's a crazy fucking lore drop, honestly.
Yeah.
I gotta say, and I feel like I'm being a hater, I really did not fuck with the Alan and Norman like escape, like the scene itself. The way it was executed was like a post-credit scene, but it was like 20 minutes long. Like they played the credits and then they do that thing where it's like after 2 screens, it's like, oh shit, you're watching something else right now. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like a short little like Alan and Norman thing, and we're gonna see what's going on with them. And then it was like 20 minutes of just like them escaping. I'm like, why did they? Did I dream that I just saw the beginning of the credits? Like, am I smoking some shit? Like, did you remember that?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I just didn't like, and you know, I don't know. I was really hoping that the Viltrumite prison would be more interesting than just like
maybe some more.
The execution being just like, we're gonna beat you up. It's like, all right. So were these 2 Viltrumites that they mollywopped?
Yeah, were they pure blood?
Exactly. Like, how did the power levels work here? And if Norman is pure blood, but they're not, is that should that be enough to kill like a pure blood? So it brought a lot of power level things into question, and it was really giving like, this is not from the comic and this is original material. I felt like I could really feel when they were doing an original thing and they weren't doing something from the comic, which was not as much the case in season 1. You know, there were just so many parts of it that felt like that. Yeah.
I get you.
But I don't want to complain too much. We actually did go for like 40 minutes. But
yeah. And we shouldn't even talk about the last episode, really.
Yeah.
Because Conquest came, pulled up like Napa. But Conquest was interesting because he was like, yo, like, they're all scared of me.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Mm-hmm. No one talks to me. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. More than a fight, it did feel like, the season 1 finale where Mark's fighting his dad. It was very similar, and like everyone's dying around him. Mm-hmm. But
I think he literally recreated like the hold your head like
yeah. But the stakes get upped when
Eve comes in.
Eve pulls up, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Something's coming.
Mm-hmm. Bro, when Eve gets fucked up, that got me, man. That got me. I was like, with all the fake out deaths that they've done so far, that was just brutal to see. Just like when you're watching Eve like hold her own, I'm like, this bitch is dying. She's dead. Yeah. Boom, one shot. That's like, it's like Attack on Titan when like the Survey Corps get like one shotted by the female Titan. It was like that. It was like, oh, it's just so devastating. And
yeah, I did, that shit did get me though.
And Cecil in the background just like truly being like, we ain't got nothing this time. Y'all are fucked. Like, yeah,
bro. I thought she was gone, bro.
Yeah.
I forgot what show I'm watching.
Yeah.
And she came back.
I will say, they bring characters back. Sometimes I like the kid. Like when Rex came back, I was like, I'm glad Rex is not gone because I'm growing to really like Rex. This season, I was kind of glad that Rex died because I felt like he did nothing but just hang out with that fucking girl. And I was like, oh my God.
He's there to like be funny.
Well, this time he was like there to die. And I'm like, at that point, you might as well have just let him die in the last like part. I was like, ah. So, that was kind of annoying. What did you think of Robot taking Rex's name?
Who?
Robot during the funeral, like,
oh yeah,
he's like, I'm calling my human version Rex. It's like, I'm like, I don't know, that like, it's a show, but I've never seen anything more like weird happen in this show. Like that is weird, being like, guys, I'm a completely different person. But I guess it's because Robot's human body is like a clone of Rex's body, so that's supposed to be like, yeah. That's supposed to, I forgot about that. And then when you look at it, it's like, oh shit, yeah, you do look like Rex. It's kind of crazy. But
he does.
But calling him Rex is just so wreck. Like something about it is so fucking weird. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. Like Rex's death did not impact me straight up. I was like, I'm glad he's dead. And then Eve dying. I'm glad that Conquest is back. Like, I know I was saying like it's kind of crazy how they bring everybody back. Conquest, the idea that he could come back is interesting. It'll be fun when he comes back, you know? It's not going to be fun when Angstrom Levy comes back for the third goddamn time.
No.
Yeah. Once again, though, I'll give them credit. When he pulls up, he does go crazy, and him bringing all the marks is kind of crazy. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, it would have just been cool if he died this season and he stayed away. But we're gonna be doing multiverse shit till the end of time. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's just not going nowhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I kind of went on like a crazy ramble, but I think I said all the key points. But I really did like the Conquest episode. I want people to know that. The final moment when Mark was like, good, that was a real Eren Yeager kind of moment. So we love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh no, we got to talk about Aaron Paul, fucking Red Rocket, whatever this nigga's name is, the red guy. The Powerplex. Thank you. Fucking Powerplex. Remember him? You don't even remember him because he's so fucking forgettable. The fucking dude that killed his son and his wife with his electric powers, where he beats himself up.
Oh yeah, electric.
I had to shock that one into your memory. I hated that part, man. Oh, I hated that part. I could go on about that. I'm not even. We can't. We've been doing this for too long.
Yeah, I didn't. I was so like,
what?
This is a distraction.
Yeah, literally. And he doesn't even die. And lastly, I'll just say, I think the episode where he goes into the fucking future and kills
Immortal.
I think that was just weird. It was so fast, and it's such like a crazy thing to put out there. Like seeing Eve from the future, we didn't like know much. We just saw Eve from the future, and it's like, all right, like, okay, she's not saying anything, but maybe things aren't great. Like, this is interesting. Seeing Immortal from the future, it's like, this is like a spoiler. Like, I don't know.
And like, what was the payoff of that?
There was none. It was Mark killing him. I guess that's supposed to be the payoff, the cool moment. And it's like, I don't feel like what we're sacrificing, like the knowledge that we're learning that this happens at some point, it's I'm just gonna always have that in my head as I'm watching the show, you know? That like things just go to shit at some point. I don't feel like the show's really being thoughtful about the time travel shit that much. I feel like they're just throwing it in there whenever they want. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
I can see that.
But that's what I got to say about Invincible. I think season 3 is a tremendous fumble. The animation is worse because they got it out quicker, and I respect that. Like, I do. This is a show that kind of needs to be coming out. Like, it just needs to be honest. They can't be waiting too long. But for season 4, I just hope that, you know, when we get to like bigger fight scenes, I hope it's not like the worst thing ever. They showed those demon guys at the end. I don't even remember what those guys do. They showed them in the end credits of the last episode. Remember the Hellboy?
Oh, yeah.
So I guess that stuff's not in the comics. So we'll see. We'll fucking see.
Hellboy.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of went on like crazy on that one, but
Very good. You know, it's Invincible.
yeah. So I'll
be there for the next one.
I'll probably be there for the next one. I mean, I will say, I fully gave up on The Boys. I am done with that show.
Really?
Yeah, it's
it's about to be the last season.
I don't want to. I really think about 2 and 3, and I'm like, no, I'm missing out.
Can't run away from this one. You gotta finish strong, bro.
I don't want to. I really don't want to. I feel like they disrespected me. I really do feel like my time was wasted.
They disrespected you?
Yeah. I think the things I'm saying about Invincible ring tenfold with The Boys. And The Boys doesn't even pay off things well. Like, at least Invincible has, like, the most important parts of the series, like, work. When, like, Butcher's wife died, I'm like, you know? So, I just wasn't fucking with it.
I get you.
Yeah. So, Invincible Season 1, I believe I gave a 9. Invincible Season 2, I think I gave a 7. And then I gave the whole thing an 8 after that. And now Invincible Season 3, I'm giving a very low 6 or a very high 5. Somewhere in that bracket.
5, so it's like 9.75.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. Like 9.75. But I think overall I would give Invincible like a 7. No. With season 3.
I think Invincible can like bounce back.
It can, which is why I'm more motivated to watch Invincible. I think Invincible has earned more respect to me than The Boys with like what it has done well. I really like. I complained about Angstrom Levy, but I think him bringing all the marks was cool. Like I did like that. So I'm not gonna dog it too much.
Yeah.
And
I think the big L for me is just kind of, I guess, the electric guy. How did you bring it up? I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck, that part was shit.
That part when he was like saying Invincible's names and they put Invincible on the screen over and over again, I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is this?
You notice his whole thing was kind of like Batman versus Superman.
His whole thing?
Yeah, it was like, because he like his family.
Oh, you mean like Zack Snyder, like Batman? Yeah.
It's just like Batman.
Yeah.
I got that vibe instantly.
Mm-hmm.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
But yeah, his shit was that shit. And then he kills his family.
Yeah.
Out of rage, and then he's like, "It's your fault."
I'm like, bro, yeah, some of the motivation shit in this show is just so weird.
Yeah, that seems so forced.
Yeah. Thank you. That's the best word to describe it. Forced. A lot of it feels forced. Yeah. And, when I was watching Severance, there's a lot of similarities with all these shows, man. They're all doing some things that are kind of in the same ballpark. And Severance just was better. It was just better. So, I'm going to give Invincible a 7 out of 10. Do you have a rating for the season and or the show as a whole?
I give the rating a 6.
Okay. Gotcha. Looking forward to the next one. I think they announced the date. I think it's going to be next year, like early next year. So, that's why the animation is going to be crusty. I got to say, this is the crustiest show I've seen in a while, like just animation-wise. And it's only because they're doing it fast, but yeah. It's a crusty-ass show. All right, we got to move on. Let me do another break. All right, Manny, we're rinsing through these topics. Now, I talked about my movies and my shows. I have a couple more. I don't want to go too crazy on them. I got a couple more. They're not going to take long. Do you have anything else before we get to the Nintendo video game stuff? Because that's the big shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just rewatched some of my 10s. I rewatched Oldboy, and I just wanted to say, this is my third watch of Oldboy. And wow. I feel like I am really starting to properly appreciate and understand this movie, like only now. I feel like this third time, there's things that earnestly kind of flew by my head. This movie is so fast paced because it's like condensing like a manga into like a 2-hour movie. It's doing it well, but it's just like blitzing by. And there were things that I just kind of missed the first time, and moments I honestly just completely misunderstood, and lines that are like really deep that I didn't recognize the depth of them before. And it's kind of just giving me a whole new perspective on this director and his movies, because I've watched a handful of the other ones and I've given them like lower scores, but it's just making me think that I just think about those movies a lot, and I think about scenes from those movies that work really well, and it just makes me want to revisit those as well. So Oldboy is a much truer 10 now than it was from when I originally watched it. I think if I'm being honest with myself, the first watch it was more like a 8 or a 9 that I was confident would be a 10 on a second or third watch, and now I'm really starting to feel like, oh yeah, this is goated. Yeah. So that's just it's just really, I think it's important to rewatch your 10s. I think you gotta like watch your 10s like at least 2 or 3 times. You'll really appreciate them more. So I watched Oldboy. I rewatched American Psycho, and every time I rewatch American Psycho, same thing. Like I feel like I get something new out of it each time. I feel like I learn kind of more what the movie is about. American Psycho is interesting because like a lot of that shit is so accurate to like how people like actually be acting and shit, and what people actually seek out in their lives. So maybe, and then you gotta kind of ask yourself, like, this movie is kind of playing it so straight, like all these heinous things that this guy is doing, and it has a moderate like self-awareness to it, but some of it is just played straight of him like doing sit-ups while Texas Chainsaw's in the background. Like, you know, like what if you're doing sit-ups while watching this movie? Are you no different than him in this moment? Like, you know, like what's motivating you to like watch American Psycho, but while you have scenes, and I think Christian Bale's performance like aids to like the weirdness of this movie, because in the final moment when he's like on the phone, he's like, I think I killed like 20 people, I don't know, like, and he's like tweaking, like actually tweaking, like sweating bullets. You feel that he's like actually stressed out, but it's also funny at the same time. So it's just like a really unique piece of art that I can't even comfortably just paint an objective marker and be like, yeah, it's a 10 and that's it. It's just this movie that like I can never kind of gauge like what I'm getting out of it exactly. Am I getting the am I enjoying the Patrick Bateman isms because there's the comedic veneer to make them more tolerable, or do I find some kind of like value in watching him tweak out when he's like a bad person? Maybe it's I don't know. The vague nature of the movie allows you to kind of interact with it on your own terms, which I think is cool, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And once again, I've gained that by watching it like 3 goddamn times. So really respect that movie. Really like it. My 10s, I'm really like clocking that every scene in a movie has to be like a 10 out of 10 scene to be a 10 out of 10 movie. That's like what a lot of my 10s are. Like Oldboy, every scene in Oldboy is like, no bad parts in that movie. No bad parts. Yeah. Then I rewatched Go-Go 13 and The Substance, but, you know, you haven't seen those. Those movies are great. Love them to death. And then when the Oscars happened, Anora won Best Picture, the movie about the sex worker and stuff. You would love this movie, or you would at least like, there's a lot of things that I know you would like about it. Yeah. I gave it a 6, but I did cry at the ending. And that means a lot, because I don't cry during movies, but I really like this movie. And when he was doing the Oscars, he was like, oh, you know, support indies, support your indie theaters. And I gotta say, I saw Anora at the Coolidge day 1 sold out theater. Best movie theater experience I've had in a while. even if the movie was like a 6. I was like, this was a blast. I had a great time at this theater.
That's right.
So Anora, I respect it, even though it's like not my favorite movie of the year. Because Challengers is easily my favorite shit of the year, and it's crazy that Challengers didn't get nominated for anything. But Anora is still a cool thing for it to go to. You know, it's not the lame pick. There's definitely movies that would have been lamer and more generic if they won. And then, you know, A Real Pain. Do you know about this movie? About like, okay, I don't want to be honest, if you don't know about these, I'm not going to explain them, but there's a movie called Better Man. There's a movie called A Real Pain, and then The Girl with the Needle. All won Oscars for different things, or were nominated. A Real Pain won Best Actor, Kieran Culkin. He had a very funny speech. Those were also some Oscar movies I watched. They were all really good. And they were all good for different reasons. But I won't go into them. They were just good movies. I'm obsessed with Better Man and A Real Pain. And The Girl with the Needle. All these movies were good. I'll say the ratings. A Real Pain was a 7. Better Man was a 7 that's leaning on an 8. And The Girl with the Needle was an 8. So, all Oscar-nominated films that really impressed me that I had time to watch. And that is truly it. I'm not going to go on for 20 goddamn minutes this time. That's actually all I got. And then we can do the big shit, Manny. The actual important stuff that happened today.
Let's hear it.
All right. So, Nintendo Switch 2 got announced. And it is... I want you to guess how much it's going to cost. How much do you think the Nintendo Switch 2 costs?
$300.
No. No, Manny, you fool. How much did the Switch cost? The Switch was $300.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is going to be $500.
Basically. So the Switch 2 is basically the Switch 1, but it's just like, it's going to be 4K 60 when it's like docked on the TV. And it's going to be 1080p 120. It's going to be 120 FPS on like performance mode, which is awesome in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a TV that can do 120 FPS, so that doesn't really matter to me. But it's 4K 60, which is awesome because a lot of games on the Switch, if I could get every game on the Switch, I would. But because the performance is so piss poor, I will always just get it on PC and stuff. And, you know, Nintendo has waited a long time to kind of do the 4K thing. So this is really nice. It's really nice that they're finally doing it. It's going to be $450, but bundled with the new Mario Kart that's coming out, it's going to be $500. And the new Mario Kart physical games on the Nintendo Switch 2 are $80.
They're going to cost $90.
80.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Were you guessing 90 or did you see 90?
I just seen Moist Critical's thumbnail. It
said 90. This is all news today. So I heard 80, but it's all kind of up in the air, to be honest.
See, look, he keeps playing the video. It says his thumbnail says Nintendo Switch 2 games will cost up to 80 for digital, 90 for physical.
I thought it was 70 digital, not 80 physical.
Oh, regardless, that's insane.
Yeah.
No matter what number.
I know.
No matter what number we're picking.
Yeah. So,
bro, $90 is what I would pay for GTA 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would pay $120 for GTA 6.
But I would pay $120 for GTA 6. I really would.
I would, absolutely.
Yeah.
Without hesitation. I would pay $150.
Manny, stop.
Let me not say you're gonna get ideas.
Yeah. They are gonna get ideas. Do you think it's gonna cost $100? Like, actually, do you think GTA 6 is gonna cost $100?
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I hope they don't. But Manny,
I feel like
The reason,
I mean, at the same time, it is GTA. They can get away with that.
if Nintendo's getting away with Mario fucking Kart being 80
Oh yeah,
bucks.
they definitely just got ideas from them.
Yeah. I mean, Rockstar don't listen to nobody because Rockstar is the industry, you know? Like,
But then we like, nigga, if niggas is buying 80 bills from Mario,
yeah.
nigga about to pay 150.
I know. So, there's so much there's like a lot to say about the functionality of games and some of the new features and stuff. I'll try not to go into it because it would genuinely take forever. But I will say that it's $450, and if you bundle Mario and you buy the $500 one, you're basically saving $30. So Mario's basically going to be $50.
Okay.
So that's the cool thing about that, at least. But I gotta, so I'm just like scrolling through the website, seeing if I can show you the good trailers that came out for each thing. And I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this really quick. Whoa. All right. Bear with me. All right. So I guess I'm going to screen share this, and I'm going to show you Mario on the screen share if I can. What in dag nabbit? All right. I'm going to turn the quality of the screen share down just to make it like, but just let's try to do 60 FPS. Let's try. Because I just don't know how it's going to look like while I'm recording as well. You know? All right. Just let me know when you're watching.
Yeah.
And let me make sure what part of this is being. Okay. Let's see.
So wait, what is this trailer for?
This is for Mario Kart. Let's go. So there's 24 players on one fucking thing now. And have you ever played? Yeah, there's 24 players. There used to be 12, like, total. So it's double. And look at these maps, bro. Look at this shit. Look at that map. Shit. Look at these areas. And everyone got like a slight redesign too. Like everyone looks like a little different. King Boo. You can grind on rails! Oh my god, the wall jumping! You're a cow! I didn't get to like give this my undivided attention the first time I watched it, so this is like kind of new for me as well. Bro, everyone has different outfits and shit. You see how like all out they're going with this shit?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna like jump the gun a bit. These are open worlds. You see this Mario Kart world. So it's kind of like the Forza games where you can drive wherever you want. I don't know if you're like aware of that.
Yeah.
Are they gonna like explain it now?
Brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
It's like Monster Hunter.
And in this Mario Kart game,
look,
you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Yeah. So you can just go
In the
anywhere.
Classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up.
Yeah. This is so exciting, honestly.
Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another.
Yo. I love this. I think this is like a really cool
There are
idea.
multiple checkpoints along the way.
So you're gonna buy the
Below
Switch?
placement shown when you hit a checkpoint,
I think so.
you'll be eliminated.
I think so.
Can you
It's
make all
just
the way to the finish
expensive,
line?
but I want this, you know?
Mhm.
This is like I don't know if I
You
can
can
skip
also freely
this.
drive around this vast world in free roam. By
Yeah.
going off-road, you can explore new areas.
Bro,
and
you can
routes.
literally just go off like
So
look
drive
where they
your
are
heart
right
takes
now.
you.
Oh, like this looks so
Also go
raw.
for scenic drives with friends.
With your friends, bro.
And
With your
even take
friends.
Photos together at different locations.
Dude. Manny, I gotta say, Mario Kart is like, and look at this, bro. This cover is so hard. This cover goes crazy. Oh my god. Look at the background. You can't see it well on the screen share, but the background shows like the world like curved, like the other parts of it. Oh my god. So cool. And everyone's got custom outfits and shit. This shit's gonna sell so goddamn well.
It does look fire.
Yeah. It looks really good. And this is what they opened with, you know? And, you know, to me, like 4K 60, me with my fucking projector, that shit matters to me. And you know, I know a lot of people that kind of don't care about stuff like that, but it's really the standard now. Like a game needs to be 4K, like honestly. For everyone has a 4K TV. Like it's not uncommon anymore. So, you know. So that's Mario Kart. That's what they started off the show with, and I thought that was pretty raw, if I'm being honest. And like I said, I'm gonna skip the bullshit. I'm not gonna waste your time. But I am gonna show you this actually. So did you play Breath of the Wild at all?
No,
Okay. Did you ever want to play Breath of the Wild?
I did.
Yeah. So now they're showing, you know how PS4 like to PS5 had like the upgraded shit?
Mhm.
They're basically doing that for Breath of the Wild now. So I'm gonna see if I can skip to that part. Let's see what that one's got cooking up. Okay. Yeah, they show like a lot of like new things that you can do with like there's like an app and shit. The fuck is this? Oh, okay.
Back into the adventure, now with enhanced resolution and frame rates.
Yeah, like this looks a lot. I mean, there's no side by side, but you know, the game didn't even run at. Oh shit, I don't even have it on the stream. My bad, stream. But
Will both have Nintendo Switch 2 editions.
yeah, stream's a little bit like
Jump back into the
Lighter
adventure,
bit.
now with enhanced resolution and frame rates.
yeah, screen share's a little too bright
They
because of
both
HDR,
support
but
HDR, which makes the image
Bro,
more vibrant.
I
Makes
also-
smoother, higher definition.
I don't know if these are things that you like notice or care about, but I've really come to value like HDR when I'm like playing a game, like high dynamic range and stuff. And also just faster load times while I'm playing a game. And this is just gonna have shit like that, you know? Stuff that we needed for mad long on the Nintendo Switch. This you gotta understand, Manny, this fucking device is behind by a lot.
I know. I've seen how Pokemon looks.
Yeah. Do you know Shofu? Do you know like the YouTuber Shofu?
Mm-mm.
He's like a black guy that like you know, he does like a Pokemon cipher, and like he and like a bunch of other YouTubers will rap about Pokemon. He's a chill, funny, like black guy that's like a Pokemon YouTuber, and every single time this game pops up, he's like, yo, that shit look ass. Like, that shit look crusty. And when he was watching the show, like Pokemon popped up at the show, and he's like, that shit still look ass. And he's kind of right. Like when that shit popped up, I'm like, damn, that don't even look 60 FPS. But you know, there's features for. I'm gonna focus on just games though, because we don't have time to talk about like the superfluous like bullshit, you know. So I'm just trying to focus. Have you seen Metroid Prime 4? Have you seen this game? I won't waste time on that one. Do you want to see the new Pokemon? Do you give a fuck?
I'll look at it later.
Okay.
I mean, because I don't plan on buying a Switch. So.
Right. Street Fighter 6 is coming to Switch. And remember, Manny, Street Fighter 6 is crossplay. So this is kind of a big deal. You got like a portable Street Fighter 6 that can play with people on Xbox and PC and stuff. So that's really nice. And you know, you'd think that Street Fighter 6, without getting into it, one of the biggest things that the Nintendo Switch is doing is online functionality. Like, I could show you the trailer for it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it on this website, but the Switch basically is going to have like Discord, like as its chat. It's not like actual Discord, but it has its own like screen share. Like there's an embedded in the system like screen share that you can do for games, and you can buy a Nintendo camera. Now that I'm explaining it, like maybe you got to see it, but you can buy a Nintendo camera and like have like a webcam like on the Nintendo, you know?
That's dope.
Yeah, it is dope. And you can play your game while your friend's games is on the bottom of the screen. So it's kind of crazy. It's really cool, to be honest. But so I with stuff like that happening, and it makes me feel like the online is just going to generally be better because the technology is better on this device. So I think Street Fighter 6 online with the Switch isn't going to be that bad. And, you know, it's going to be 4K 60. Like, you know, this trailer doesn't look as good. Like, that's the thing with all these games. Even if they look kind of, even if they are 4K and stuff, like, they're still compromised, you know? Like, they're still not, like you know, full-ass games that you, like, want to see in the way that they're on, like, a PlayStation 5 or a PC and stuff. So I'm just trying to like show Street Fighter. And it's got local wireless. This is the thing, like if everyone had a Switch, like stuff like this is what I dreamt of in high school. Oh my god. Dude. This shit is so cool. Yeah. And they're doing amiibos. They're doing amiibos and amiibo cards. Do you know amiibos? These fucking like Nintendo oh my god, man. I got so many of these fucking things. Have you ever been in my room before? I don't think so. I got like mad, just like little Nintendo like figurines, and you put it on like the Switch and you scan it, and you can like put this dude in Smash. You can train your amiibo in Smash. It has like different abilities depending on the game that you're using it with.
Oh, that's cool. It's like Spyro.
Yeah. Yeah, like literally, like the Skylanders one. Like I got fucking Mega Man on this shit. They got all the Smash characters, and they do like custom ones. So like this is like a really well quality, like good statue, you know, and it's like really small too. So they're like a fun collector's thing. Got fucking Snake because he's in Smash. So like Metal Gear Solid Snake. They're just some cool little statues. And they were only doing them for the Smash characters, so them doing it for Street Fighter is like kind of crazy. And they're doing cards for each character. And now I'm just like, I gotta get these fucking cards, man. I gotta feed my addiction to collect all these goddamn toys, these Nintendo toys. But Manny, and this is the big one. I told myself, this, deep down, if this was not announced at this show, I would be disappointed. Get ready. This matters to me. It probably doesn't matter to you, but it matters to me. It probably says it in the damn trailer. You can probably see it. How do I force whatever. I was trying to force SDR, but I don't know how to do that.
Peggy 16.
I have long observed the lands between.
It's on the fucking Switch. Elden Ring on the go. So, I don't know if you can really see. It looks good. It doesn't look bad. But it does not look like PS5. It's 4K. It's 60, but the textures are clearly like PS4 texture-y. But it's presentable. You know what I mean? And just imagine it like on the go, on that bigger screen that you can play in your bed. Like, that's the real thing. Like, I just want to be able to play a game like this in bed right before I go to sleep, you know? That's like
that is crazy.
Yeah.
I would be really hyped.
Yeah. So that's happening.
Crazy.
And it's gonna come with Shadows of Erdtree and shit. So that's why I want to buy a Switch 2. Because I want to get Elden Ring on the Switch 2. I mean, maybe I should get it on PC. I don't know. But I feel like if I get it on Switch 2, it'll be good for me.
That's crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the big thing about this. Like, big games are gonna be there. Hogwarts Legacy. I'm not gonna show. Do you want me to show the trailer for that? I mean, Hogwarts Legacy is coming to Switch. That's gonna be there
really?
too. Yeah. So that'll be on there. They announced.
How much does that shit? The Switch cost? You gonna buy that shit?
Dude, I think I really want to. I think I'm gonna sell. See, I don't know how much the old Switches will sell for now, but if I sell both of my old Switches, I think I'm gonna get at least $200. You know, so I think that'll help and buffer out the cost.
When did that shit come out?
It comes out in fucking June. It's right around the corner, and the pre-orders are like on the 8th. I think they're in like a week. So you got to kind of be there. And Nintendo's doing a thing, I think, to prevent scalping, where they're prioritizing people that pre-order that have Nintendo accounts that show that they use their Nintendo accounts and play games on it frequently. So they prioritize to give them the pre-orders over everybody else, which is fucking cool. It's not good for me because I want it, but like I might not be able to get it.
That's really cool.
But that's pretty awesome. I really fucking respect that. Because remember the fiasco when Switch 1 came out and nobody could get that shit? I trust that that's going to happen this time. And I just want it. I fucking want it. Oh, but oh my God, $500 is a lot of money. So we'll see. I'm still on the fence. It's not in my budget this month to spend $500 on the Nintendo Switch. I was not planning for that.
But is it in your budget in June?
I don't think the day it drops, I'll be able to get one. I think it's one of those things where you get remember when the PS5 came out? Like, the day it came out meant the day that the people that pre-ordered could get it, but not like a normal nigga in Walmart, you know? I just don't want to experience what I experienced with the PS5, where I gave up on getting one because it took over a fucking year for it to be easy to get. You know? That's the main reason why I want to get it. Just so I can get it out of the fucking way. So yeah. The James Bond game. I'm not even gonna show the trailer. It was like so short. So I'm gonna kind of skip to the big shit, honestly, because I'm like looking at these and I don't think I'll a lot of them would mean much. They're putting Cyberpunk on the Switch. Cyberpunk 20. I'm gonna name off like the big graphical games. Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first one. They're putting on Switch. 2K, WWE, they were already on Switch. That's nothing new. And then just looking at the other ones. All right. So now we're basically on the heavy heaters. So I'm going to show you, these are the 3 big games they saved for the very end. And I'm going to start with, there's one of these you got to lock in and you got to be like watching it with me. Which one? Do you want to start with that one?
Yeah.
Okay. This one's big. This one's big. Alrighty, here we go.
Oh, no.
Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
I give you my blood. I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
You were
I had a
locked.
feeling.
You were feeling it?
I had a feeling.
Yeah. Look at this though. Look at this.
Is it exclusive?
Yes, Manny. This is exclusively on the Nintendo Switch.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. What? Wait, like why? Did you say why? That's gay?
Yeah.
You gotta buy it now.
What the
That looked like Angel's Egg.
No.
A lot of this was really giving Vampire Hunter D. Look at this! You're a vampire, Manny. Fucking From Software Vampire. From Software Castlevania. Multiplayer!
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are
What the
able,
fuck?
carrier of blood.
Whoa. He looks sick.
Yeah. A dinosaur! A dinosaur! Look at these backgrounds. Look at this location. But
The moon tears will flow for one, and one alone.
Duskbloods.
Interesting. The Elden Ring had an ending.
So, what do you make of that? 2026 is when this drops. So, what do you make of that?
Man, those guys, FromSoft is going hard. They got
Yeah.
Night Haven.
Night Rain. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of stuff from I watched like unbroken streams of Maximilian playing Night Rain, and a lot of like the gameplay stuff of like flying up and like being like mad high and being able to fly across the map, and a lot of the spells and abilities that like those guys were doing were very similar to like the Night Rain things. So who knows? Maybe it's like leaning more on that angle, and instead of like being the next big sprawling Elden Ring, I think it's a little bit of both, like an independent like story and stuff, but it might have more of a co-op focus. Who knows?
It looked like a standard like FromSoft single player like trailer.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really give off like the Night Rain vibe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I bet they use some like animations.
Just the movements though, like you can only fly like that in Night Rain, you know?
Yeah.
That
shit looks dope.
Yeah.
Wonder why it's exclusive, man.
Because it's because Sony's fumbling the bag, you know, because everybody was like Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne 2. And this is Nintendo's response to being like, all right, if they're not going to do it, then I guess we'll pay you to do it. you want to basically make Bloodborne 2 for the Nintendo Switch exclusively? Force niggas to buy it?
Yeah, Nintendo Switch is going.
They finished with that shit, you know? They knew what they were doing.
Yeah. And Elden Ring has an ending called Duskborn. So when I saw Duskblood, I thought, and I heard the voice acting. This is like From Software-esque. That's nuts, though.
It is. It is fucking nuts.
I'm probably gonna watch that later.
Yeah. Analyze it.
Good lore.
Hopefully. A lot of people are saying it's very similar to Lies of P, like aesthetically, and I agree. But you know, that's okay. I'm just kind of happy that Elden Ring's on the Switch. Like that means a lot to me. And I'm happy that that we're getting a new FromSoft game that's exclusively on the Switch. So I have a lot of reasons to buy this. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah. You know, fucking like Switch and like PSP and PS Vita, all they need is like good games backing it.
Yeah,
and they'll flourish.
Yeah, because
that's what like the PS Vita and the other PlayStation shit was lacking. You know.
Yeah.
But with the full backing of Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. And now that technology has advanced enough to where you're gonna get like proper performance in handheld mode and in docked mode, like, you know, these games aren't gonna look as good as they look on PC or the other consoles, but they'll look good enough. Like Elden Ring looked fine to me, because I think at that point, like for a lot of people, it's just diminishing returns, where it's just like, I don't need the game to look any better than this at this point, you know? And that's kind of how I felt with the Nintendo Switch for a while. Back when it first came out, I was like, yeah, it's okay if the games aren't 60 FPS. I don't really care that much. Now, I kind of care. You know? So I'm really glad that they're just doing this graphical upgrade. But next up, Sakurai, the guy that made Smash Brothers, announced that he was making another game. And they announced his next game at the end of the Nintendo Direct. And are you aware of the game that Sakurai, the guy who made Smash, made before Smash? Like what franchise he was a part of?
No idea.
He made Kirby. I think he created Kirby, basically. Like he made the first game of him, and like made like the big ones and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's making, there's a game called Kirby Air Ride for the GameCube that was really popular. And he's basically doing that again. Let me just make sure the audio is not the worst thing in the world. Oh, okay. We're good. Yeah, so he's basically just doing that again. And he's making Kirby Air Ride, which is basically like a Mario Kart, but with Kirby's only. And the gameplay is very different, obviously. And it's a lot faster and a lot, like, you know, speedier. Just look at the energy of this trailer. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry to the stream. HDR.
No, I don't even notice it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. But you see this shit, right? Like, I gotta show you. You want to know what I gotta show you? I gotta show you gameplay of the actual GameCube game. I gotta show you Kirby Air Ride Hers GameCube. Oh, this is like a guy reviewing it. I'll turn the volume down. You see this shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it has like the Smash like UI and stuff, but it's got like, oh, look how fast he goes too. So this game is unique, you know? This game like has like some sauce. It's not just like a Mario Kart you know, clone. It has like better movement and shit. So, you know. And once again, I wasn't showing it on the stream. But yeah, this is like, it's cool that he gets to kind of just like cook and make whatever he wants now that he's back, you know? And he's able to like kind of do whatever he wants after he made his like super popular thing. So that's exciting, honestly, to get to see that happen. A lot of this is me turning the screen share on and off. I don't know why I'm doing that. But yeah, and then lastly is the biggest announcement. This one also I want you to lock in for, because this is the big kahunas, the big bonanzas. This one's pretty cool. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, how much?
Donkey Kong! Look at his animations. I think this looks fucking gas.
That's cool.
Yeah. He's fucking with like the environment so much. So they're basically doing this instead of Mario, essentially, you know? Instead of a new Mario game, a new fucking Donkey Kong. I think that's raw as fuck. And it's gonna have like 2D segments and shit.
Right? It reminds me of Astrobot.
Yeah. It does kind of look like Astrobot. Dude. That's my favorite part. That song. Just the scale of this looks so awesome. The movement, the golds, the mining and stuff. I want this fucking console, man. I want to play these games. And what's special about it, that's the release date. July 17th. 1 week after Superman drops. July's a crazy goddamn month, Manny. It's fucking crazy. But this design, his design here, this is not how he like normally looks with like the thing around his eyes and stuff. He looks, this was his redesign for the movie, like for the Mario Brothers movie that came out. This is what he looked like. And people were like, oh, he looks different. Like, he doesn't look bad. He kind of looks, I kind of fuck with it. So it's kind of cool that like that design like made it into, you know, the new version of him, you know? And they're like committing to doing like a new Donkey Kong or like revamping him a bit. So I kind of fuck with it. There's a lot, you know, and this is the first time that Donkey Kong's had like a main game like this to like be the headliner for like the whole fucking system. I mean, it's not coming out when the system comes out, but you know, it'll be like around the same time. You got that Pikachu statue in your room?
Statue.
I mean you know what I mean, the plushie. Yeah. That's fucking,
yeah.
That's nice. I was back in that store the other day. Felt good. I got some.
You what?
Back in that the Japanese store, whatever you call it, the makeup place that we went to at CC.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that where you got it from? I mean, you can get those like.
No. I won this at Six Flags.
Oh, that's really cool, actually. That's cool that they sell Pokemon shit at Six Flags.
No, they didn't sell it. Like I won it.
Right, but like even winning it, like I didn't know that you would be allowed to do that. You know.
They had some good shit there, to be honest.
Damn, I gotta pull up one time. But that's the main shit, man. You know, there's like some ports, like some games are getting like upgraded versions and shit. And it's gonna be like the PlayStation where you gotta like pay $10 or whatever to get the upgraded version, which is lame, but you know, it's what they do on PlayStation, so it is what it is. Hitman World of Assassination, the version, the thing that Nakey Jakey was talking about with like the what, you know, the Hitman Freelancer stealth mode that was like peak that he was saying. That's what this is. Like this is like the full game with that. Which it actually wasn't on the first Switch. This was actually like a game that was only on PC and PS4 and stuff. So that's kind of a big deal. Yeah. Basically, I was really getting into the Xbox cloud gaming thing because I could play certain Xbox games portably on the go and at home on the PC. But with the Switch out, I might abandon the Xbox completely, straight up. Like I just, you know, like I kind of don't know if I have as much of a reason for it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking maybe if I sell my Xbox and like get the Switch instead, you know, I might do that. That might be the move.
Fuck it, bro.
Fuck it. So yeah.
I think I'll be good for you.
Yeah. I think I can make time for games if I have the portable option and it's good. The base Switch has inherent input lag as well. That's like really bad. So it's like if they take that out, pristine perfection. Peak even. We're getting there. It like this is really good news. Like I want an excuse to play Elden Ring. I want an excuse to play Street Fighter 6. But I also want an excuse to get the ball rolling on making something, Manny. I really do not like that it's been this long and I haven't started doing something. I'm realizing that like everybody's got like their own little hustle. You know how many people sell clothes? Like a lot of people sell clothes. I did not realize that. And I need to like start making something. So who knows? Maybe I won't have time for video games, but I want to finish this YMS video now that I'm back and now that I have time. I want to finish that and then maybe get to filming something with a couple people in early May, late April, if possible. So that's all the news. That's everything with that.
Yeah, that's exciting for the Nintendo boys.
Yeah, it's scary to pay $500 this month, but that's an L. I do have I don't know. I can use my emergency funds. I got my credit card cash back that I haven't used in like a while. Maybe I'll just buy that.
Yeah, those always come clutch.
Those always do come clutch. This might be the time for it, to be honest. I have like $350 in cash back, and I can sell like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for like probably $50, $40 on eBay.
Yeah.
I think it'll be worth it. And you know how the Switch is? Like, they'd be porting like games to that shit all the time. Sparking Zero is probably going to be on the Switch. Fucking Bleach Rebirth of Souls might be on Switch at some point. So
Yeah.
Switch, like, I tried my best to make Switch my main console because of the portability thing, but the performance on it was just so low I had to give up at some point. And now I might not have to do that, you know? So.
Uh-huh. Ugh. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. This is exciting. This is very exciting.
Is GTA 6 gonna be on there?
No, at launch, no. It won't. I guess that's a good reason to keep the Xbox. But the game that I've been playing, Kimetsu Path of the Goddess, is going to be on there actually, which I think is kind of cool. The gameplay looks terrible. But once again, nothing compares to PC. Like, these games will always be peak on PC. So it's just like, I could get a Switch 2, or I could get a Steam Deck. You know? But I also wouldn't be able to play the new FromSoft game when it drops. I kind of want to be
Mario
there.
Kart World.
I do want Mario Kart World, yeah. The games, man, it's all about the games. Hardware can do whatever the fuck it wants. They can add whatever gimmicks they want to add to that shit, but it's all about the games. And the games will be games will be raw. Let's see if I can actually pull up Nintendo Switch chat. Here it is. Game chat. Yeah, this will be the last thing we watch.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys. That was me. That was you? So quick. Oh, no.
You see it? You see this?
Wait, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, this shit is... This shit is crazy. Just straight Discord on the thing.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Look at this shit, bro. Like, your game is on the screen while there are things on the bottom.
With friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah? Okay.
Recognize something, Manny. Recognize. She's not wearing a mic. The microphone is just on the Switch. And the mic stuff has improved so much that they've used like they use like the NVIDIA chips with like the AI voice.
One second.
You grabbing that Switch 2, my boy?
No. I know. Shit look crazy.
I say, yo, they're not fucking around.
They not fucking around, man.
This shit was always gonna sell like crack anyway.
Huh?
It was always gonna sell like crack anyway.
Yeah, the Switch always is more.
It's gonna get sold out.
That's crazy. $500?
I think it's $450 for the.
It's $450, but if you want Mario Kart for like 50 bills instead of 80 bills, then you got then just get the 500, you know.
80 bills is crazy.
80 bills is crazy. So, 500 bones. You better pre-order that shit on Friday or whenever they do it. Before it's, you know, too late. Scary shit, man. Scary. But I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be there.
I'll be there. I'll be there, front row seat, honestly. I will. Yeah.
While using the Game
You see
Chat
this?
feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the console.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay.
It can pick up
I don't trust this. I don't trust this.
Jump on here.
Probably sounds like ass.
Yeah. But imagine if that shit drops and it sounds like peak, you
Your
know?
voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
How did you get hit by a bow? Okay, nice.
Because, you know, like, technology really has advanced to where, like, it could work, you know? So, just thinking about that. And then this is the screen share. They're doing the screen share right now.
Good job, good job. There we go, there we go.
You can also share your games.
This is like Inception. Like we're screen sharing while they're screen sharing. You see how low the FPS is on their screens?
Yeah.
I appreciate that they're being honest about how bad it looks, but still. I mean, it's 4 people like doing it at the same time. Imagine if it's just you and one other person though. It'd probably look a lot better.
Even while playing different games.
But you can still see what they're playing, which is the interesting part of it, you know?
Yeah, it's 4 different. It's 5 screens at the same time.
Yeah, but your screen is running fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is the most important thing.
You can adjust the size of your game screen.
But this is what the Switch needed, because like certain games that were like online focused, you really fucking needed this shit to you needed like Discord in order for half the games to like even matter to you, you know? So this is really nice, honestly. I don't know if I'm gonna use it in particular. I think I've built like a good system with Discord and stuff, but yeah, dude. Switch 2. God damn. Fuck my wallet, dude. Fuck my goddamn wallet. It's over. It's Jover. This is what yeah. I mean, it's been Jover for a while. That guy's gone. Is he dead? No, he's fine. But that's it, Manny. That's the Switch. There was even more shit out, but that's the stuff that really matters.
Yeah, that's big.
That is big, and that all happened this morning.
You know, I saw like the premiere. Why am I saying that?
Premiere.
I saw the premiere on YouTube. Like it was like gonna start in the morning when I was at school.
Oh yeah. I was at work, but I watched that shit anyways. I didn't give a fuck. Yeah. But
yeah, that's fine.
That's the Switch 2, and that's the call. This is good, Manny. That was brisk. I feel like that was a short one. We did that in like record time, I'd say.
What time you start?
I think we started at 5. No, we started at like 6.
Started like 5:40.
Yeah. So it's been like 6, 7, 8. Wow, not even 4 hours. Good shit. Good call. Concise. Got shit done today. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, I feel like we were going to pick something. Wait, didn't you watch? We talked about Twilight last time, right? I don't
think we did.
I don't think we did, bro. I think you watched Twilight since the last one. Yeah. Damn. I don't know how much you got in the memory bank. We don't have to finish off with that. I feel like CC should be present for that one, but you know, it was probably ages ago at this point.
I know. I probably have. I know I have a general
consensus on it.
Yeah, like my Harry Potter, but not too in depth.
Yeah. Fire it off. Cap the show off with Twilight take.
Nah. I don't need more time.
Okay. Give it time. Give it time. All right. So I don't know when the next episode's gonna be, but I'll try to get this one up within the week. Hopefully, me and Manny will see some Boston Independent Film Festival movies at the end of April. That'll be fun.
That is something.
I don't know what other movies are even coming out this month. We'll see, but otherwise, stocking up, building up that bread for the Switch 2. That's what we're doing. All right, Manny. I think that's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap. Yeah. Thank you, as always. And I'll see you in the next one, I guess. That's it.
Yes,
all right.
I'll see you in the next one, bro.
Right.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Anytime. Deuces.